Battle is coming that no one man can stop. A war will enrage, and it will leave one team on top. For the brother on my left, for the brother on my right, I will embrace that battle. I will embrace the fight. So sharpen up your blades, your senses, and your wit. For once that battle starts, we will never quit. The time for talk has come and gone. It's time for war. Put your helmets on.
We founded Legacy Teen Productions in 2020 as one of the many proactive youth engagement programs that are part of our Legacy Teen Centers. Our goal was to provide high school students with the opportunity to learn about video production, editing, camera operation, and live streaming. Each broadcast is filmed and produced by local high school students and mentors from the Loft Legacy Teen Centers. These broadcasts highlight the athletic skills and talents of our local youth and provide friends and relatives across the world the opportunity to watch our youth compete and perform. These broadcasts would not be possible without the dedication of our Loft mentors, Paul Hancock and Victor Chavez, as well as our amazing volunteers, announcers, and student camera crews. On behalf of Legacy Teen Productions, we hope you enjoy the broadcast. We founded Legacy Teen Productions in 2020 as one of the many proactive youth engagement programs that are part of our Legacy Teen Centers. Our goal was to provide high school students with the opportunity to learn about video production, editing, camera operation, and live streaming. Each broadcast is filmed and produced by local high school students and mentors from the Loft Legacy Teen Centers. These broadcasts highlight the athletic skills and talents of our local youth and provide friends and relatives across the world the opportunity to watch our youth compete and perform. These broadcasts would not be possible without the dedication of our Loft mentors, Paul Hancock and Victor Chavez, as well as our amazing volunteers, announcers, and student camera crews. On behalf of Legacy Teen Productions, we hope you enjoy the broadcast. We founded Legacy Teen Productions in 2020 as one of the many proactive youth engagement programs that are part of our Legacy Teen Centers. Our goal was to provide high school students with the opportunity to learn about video production, editing, camera operation, and live streaming. Each broadcast is filmed and produced by local high school students and mentors from the Loft Legacy Teen Centers. These broadcasts highlight the athletic skills and talents of our local youth and provide friends and relatives across the world the opportunity to watch our youth compete and perform. These broadcasts would not be possible without the dedication of our Loft mentors. We founded Legacy Teen Productions in 2020 as one of the many proactive youth engagement programs that are part of our Legacy Teen Centers. Our goal was to provide high school students with the opportunity to learn about video production, editing, camera operation, and live streaming. Each broadcast is filmed and produced by the
Valley Elks. A new era begins for the Elks under Coach Brad Baca with longtime coach. Over 43 years under his belt, Coach Mike Morgan, as his team takes the field. They are going to receive this kickoff here to start the game. With me tonight, Mr. Paul Hancock. Thank you for being here, Paul.
Man, it's a pleasure to be here. This is exciting football tonight.
Legacy Teen Productions bringing you live the St. John's Redskins versus the Round Valley Elks. Victor Chavez, thanks for setting this all up. And Judge Mike Latham, Apache County Superior Court judge, making all this happen. His brainchild, the Loft, and the brand new lodge going in right there in the beautiful heart of Round Valley. That is such a beautiful facility. As we get set to kick off for the Round Valley Elks, that's number 11 for the Elks. He's out there tonight. That's Dallin Walker, junior, going to be kicking off for the Elks tonight. I apologize, number 14, Kevin Flores. Kevin Flores, the junior. And that's a nice squib kick right down the middle. Gets it all the way. Looks like James Thomas is going to pick it up inside the 1. James Thomas bringing it to the outside. Good speed up to the 20. And he gets it right back to the 20, Paul.
Hey, that's a great return. I mean, that's one of those balls that maybe just let it go. Maybe it'll get in there, but he picks it up. He's able to get back to just shy of the 20. A great return, good starting position for the Redskins. They're not in negative territory to begin the game, which is good.
All right, 8 seconds off the clock, 11:52 to go here in the first quarter. We're just getting started as the Redskin offense takes the field. Want to give a big shout-out to that Round Valley defensive line down there, number 77. That's Mr. Clark. You're going to see him all night there on that defensive end position, doing a great job. I've been talking about all these linemen. They work so hard as we get started. Shotgun snap. Looks like the Redskins lose the ball up the middle on the exchange, and number 77, just talking about Mr. Clark. The episode, huge
Hands off the
We're going to talk about
the middle.
one of the defensive leaders this year already. He's had like 8 tackles, 2 sacks. Now, obviously, a recovered fumble. He's a tough player.
So he's doing a great job out there, and he comes away, man. What a nice, very aware there on field. So as the Elks offense takes it for the first time, sitting back there in that pistol position. Let's watch and see what the call is here. Oh, to that great running back, Seth Wilbank, and great pursuit there by the Redskins, number 20, as he gets back up again, and Seth Wilbank still cutting it to the other side. He's got a wall of blockers. Jukes, number 40. And after all is said and done, that's a 52-yard run and gains about 2 yards.
52 yards for 2. I tell you, tonight this is a battle of strengths. St. John's Redskins, they have a phenomenal run defense. They're going to attack. They're going to be able to stretch those out. Round Valley loves to run the ball. They want to just suck the will out of you. And Seth Wilbank is just phenomenal. I mean, that's a tremendous run for 2 yards.
He got 5, 50 for 5.
Yeah, phenomenal. A great kid, too.
And Afton Cox, a defensive end, man, doing a great job there for St. John's. We'll be calling his number a lot tonight, number 40, Afton Cox. What a great player, doing a good job out there. In and out of number 24's hands for the Elk. That's
Great job.
Rowdy Rivera, the 6 foot,
number a lot tonight, number 40,
wide
Afton
receiver.
Cox.
What a great player, just couldn't hold on. Got pinched in between the two. Number 1, James Thomas comes over for the Redskins, puts a hit on him as well.
That's a big stop, holding them down. 3rd and 5 still. Again, Redskins, they're going to play defense. They're great at stopping the run, and Round Valley wants to run, so it's going to be fun.
And Seth Wilbank, he's averaging all-purpose yards, 137 yards a game. So he is their main offensive threat. He was an all-state player last year, and Seth Wilbank, number 1 out there on the field right now, as you see on the left-hand side of the quarterback, going right up the middle. We call his name. They call his number. He's all the way down to the 9-yard line. That's going to be a first down for the Elks.
Right up the heart of the defense. Found a nice little hold. The line for Round Valley just did a great job blocking. Chance Sneed, the umpire there, was in on the tackle.
So the quarterback for the Elks, we haven't talked about him much yet, but that's Riker Marble. He is a 5'9" sophomore. Coach Baca talked about the fact that he's not super experienced, but he's a great player. He works hard, makes good reads. So I'm excited to see him tonight as he runs this offense out of the pistol with 2 wide to the right, 1 slotted over here. That's number 24. Again, Rowdy Rivera on the right side of the field. And the give does go to Seth Wilbank. Big run up over the top, and he almost scores down to the 1.
Another great run. Round Valley line is opening holes right now.
Nice read by Riker Marble, the quarterback for the Elks. He gives him the ball right up the middle, almost pulled it out the last second. That was a great block up there by the right guard for the Elks. Just pushed him out of the way, and he made a great read, gave it to Seth Wilbank, who did the rest with his speed. He's super fast. He's got a great 40, quick feet, good lateral movement, and you'll see it on the replay. He just bursts to that left side right off that guard right there.
He was fast last year. Talking to some coaches before the game, he's already shaved 2/10 off of last year's speed, so the guy's blazing out there.
That is so hard to do. So the center for the Elks, number 56, getting ready to snap the ball. That's Jaden Cisco, and he does snap it, and Seth Wilbank takes the handoff for the touchdown. Round Valley Elks 6 points, first to score with 9:30 in the first quarter. They take great advantage of that turnover right there by number 77, Mr. Clark, and they go down and execute and score.
That's a great run by Seth. I mean, he thinks thin, slips between 2 defenders, like he had greased hips, was able to get through there. That was an amazing little run for 2 yards.
And Jaden Cisco, number 56, again to snap the ball, holding as the Elks quarterback. And that's a beautiful kick right up and over the top. Handling all the kicking chores for the Elks tonight, number 14, Kevin Flores, the junior. Beautiful leg right there, and he'll be ready to kick off again to the Redskins. with still 9:30 to go here in this first period. The Round Valley Elks are 7. St. John's Redskins are 0. And that is a big takeaway. Big takeaway by the Elks down there deep in St. John's territory. So with just one play, the Redskins turned the ball over. In case you just joined us, the Elks recovered right there on just about the 20-25 and took it in for the score. Seth Wiltbank doing the majority of the work.
If you're St. John's right now, especially with the players, you got to get in their heads and say, hey, look, I know we did this against Sholo. We fumbled early, gave up some points quickly. Let's overcome this right now. Let's calm down. Let's take a breath, and let's get back in this ball game.
Absolutely. Again, back deep for the Redskins is James Thomas. Number 15 is also back there for the Redskins. That is Michael Bushman, the 5'9", 140-pound sophomore. Number 15, Michael Bushman back there as well. You got everybody up on the front line. Of course, Afton Cox is over there to block. You got all the Redskins up front. Number 63 doing a great job out there tonight for the Skins. That's Mark Cox. He's actually a freshman on the field. So James picks it up, but he steps out about what the 9-yard line looks like.
Looks like about the 9. Great kick by the Elks, pinning it in there in the corner. And, they have to be aware of James Thomas. He's had 6 punt returns, 3 of them for touchdowns, 173 total yards. So he's a great return guy, great runner. So, let's pin him in a corner and corral him in there and be able to hold him.
Absolutely. So. We're going to talk about a lineman each series. I want to talk about number 56. He's down there on the field right now playing on that 4-man front. Cisco, Jaden Cisco, the 6'2", 265-pound senior. I talked to Coach Bach about him. We'll talk about that in a minute because here comes James Thomas on the outside.
There you go, James Thomas showing his ability to run, ability to see the field, cut back. Great little run, gets the first down.
Yeah, he put that in there for about 13 yards off that play. Back to Cisco real quick. I talked to Coach Baca about him, and he said that Jaden's been starting on the offensive line since his sophomore year. So doing a great job out there. He's the nose guard in the center. And Coach Baca said he's just an amazing kid, and he's a great leader for the Elks. So I'm super excited to see him play down there in the trenches tonight. As James Thomas takes the snap. And Afton Cox right up the middle, right into the heart of that Round Valley defense, just trying to run right over the top of who we just talked about, Jaden Cisco, and they do a great job stopping that for looks like just about a 2-yard gain.
Right back into Coach Morgan's bread and butter. Little option right there. And the option, gaining 2 yards, that's a great option run. You do that quite a few times, and pretty soon the ends start sucking in, and you get a big run around the end.
That's right. Looking at the St. John side real quick, watch number 77 out there, Mr. Riley Green. He is a 6'4" senior. We're going to be highlighting these linemen. First part of this game, they just don't get enough credit. There is a flag on the field.
Yeah, I'm not sure Riley's 6'4".
Green, he is a 6'4" senior, right?
We're
going to be highlighting these linemen.
I know.
First part of this game, they just don't get enough credit. There is a flag on the field.
Program, and I look down there, and it says, 6'4". Okay, we'll go with that. 6'4", 240. But
maybe as a freshman, he was 6'4".
Right. I'm going to go with 6'6". They used to have relatives that played much taller than that. So he's out there right where you'd put a big old kid like that, 6'6" type guy. He's probably 250, and he's on the left tackle with that big wingspan, protecting James Thomas tonight as he throws the ball. So Afton Cox, number 40, in the backfield for the Redskins with James Thomas taking the snap. Shotgun out of the pistol. 2 split wide. Receivers stop their patterns. And as he cuts up, he may get back to the original line of scrimmage for about a 3-yard gain.
Yeah, that was a great job, I think, by number 4, Riley Harlan, just breaking down and not allowing James to juke him, get past him. So great defensive job because James is tough in space.
Yeah, good open field tackle right there. And then we've got number 3 coming in the game for the Redskins, bringing the play, and that's Jordan Winters. He's a 6'1" junior, weighs about 170. Talking to James Thomas right now, telling him what Coach Morgan wants run. Speaking of Coach Morgan, as you probably know, the most successful, the winningest coach in the history of the state of Arizona. As James Thomas goes under center, and we're going to have a flag on the play. That's just one of the many reasons I love having you up here, Paul Hancock, is because you are the official's official. So we can ask you anything, and that it's like just watching the NFL on Sunday. They just call up to the room, they get the instant replay booth, they give them the lowdown. So what are you seeing tonight? Right there. I mean, that's a fairly easy call, but just walk us through it. There's a lot of people who are watching their kids play, or you got people who aren't super familiar with football. What is an offsides call?
Well, offsides, it's called encroachment
in
our rule book. And it can go offensive or defensive. And a lot of, young officials, don't understand it. So they're like, oh, it's a false start. No, it's encroachment. It's offside. It's just when you lined up in the wrong part of the neutral zone.
Yes. So you can't have your head, your hand, you can't have your body across the ball, the tip of the ball, basically.
Right.
And there's that zone right there. So if you're watching that from the side, you'll see sometimes the person will line up over the ball. It just gives them an unfair advantage.
It does. And there's a lot of times, like early in a game, that when we see them lined up like that, we'll just get into the huddle and say, hey, scoot back. We need you to scoot back a little bit because it's really a dumb penalty.
Yes.
And we don't like dumb penalties.
Right. So you just kind of do a little teaching early on, a little coaching, so to speak. Like, hey, you need to line up not in the neutral zone, or don't line up over the tip of the ball.
Yeah, we call it preventive officiating.
Okay.
And so you get out there, you try to do that, and it shows a little bit of goodwill out there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, these high school kids are working hard out there, and that's a great thing. A lot of people do not appreciate how hard it is to officiate any athletic event, especially a football game with 22 people on the field at the same time.
22, it's tough. I mean, even going back to 8-man football is super tough to do. So it's hard.
All right, there's a kick right there. Looks like about a nice 40-yard kick. Fielded right there by Kyron Clark. Number 24 taking it down the sideline. He gets it all the way to about the 25. Beautiful run there by Rowdy Rivera.
That was honestly a little bit lucky on Rowdy's part. The ball hits him in the chest, and it stays right there. And he recognized that he allowed the ball to hit him, was able to get it and get a good run up the field.
Instead of getting tackled back behind the 50, he takes the ball all the way down to the 25. That's about a 27-yard turnaround right there if you watch this on the replay.
Absolutely. And it could have been easily St. John's ball right there, which
Right.
would have been a huge turnover early in the game and put the Redskins in plus yardage. So great play for the Elks.
So the Redskins find themselves back against the wall again, down on their own 25. Talking about these defensive players here in just a second. We're going to highlight number 20 here. This is Jordan Mannery. He's a 6-foot senior, and we'll watch this play here as we've got Elks in the background. That pistol formation that Coach Baca loves so much. 2 split out wide to the left, 1 to the short side. Rolls back, drops back, looking long. Throws it up over the middle. Oh, and it's almost picked off by number 80 for the Redskins. That's Wes Scarborough, the 6'4" senior.
That was almost twice caught. Wes almost got it, and then it almost gets through to the offensive player.
Right, you got to love that. Just up over the middle, it's a nice throw. You got number 28 for the Elks, great guy, great kid. He's a sophomore. He's a 5'9" sophomore. That is really hard to do, to step into a varsity role as a sophomore, make those throws over the middle, keep your composure, see over the top of the line. He's got linemen down there that are super tall. I mean, like, for example, Jaden Sisko we're talking about. That's 6'2", 6'3" type guys down there. So he's just got to see over the top and make those throws, and that'll come with experience. He's
Absolutely. He'll get the experience. He looked good on that. And I know Brad's works hard on fundamentals and footwork.
So he takes it, cuts up the middle, dances to the outside. There is a flag on the field, so this play will probably come back on holding. Maybe an illegal block in the back.
I would bet a hold on that one just from where it was thrown.
So
he signaled a block in the back.
So, again, Paul Hancock up here with us, folks. You are treated at no special charge for that, no extra cost. To have one of the best officials in the state right here commentating and telling you what is happening. But so he called a block in the back. Kind of explain that to everybody. Give them kind of what that means.
Well, it looked like it might have been 58, I want to say. And he just got kind of caught in no man's land there. The Redskin player turned around and he just continued his block into the back, and the umpire saw it.
So that actually negates about a 22-yard gain, so all the way back. So a net loss of, if you're looking at that with the 22-yard gain, like almost a 30-yard loss right there. So
yeah, that's 10 yards at the spot of the foul. So if it's behind the line of scrimmage, it goes back 10 from there.
Redskins shift. Nice. Oh, that's a beautiful pass, and that swing in the flats like that. Great pass, right? That's such a hard pass to throw out in the flat with that timing like that, and that was just a beautiful job.
Absolutely. Get the young guys some confidence, get some easy passes out there. You know, left-handed quarterback kind of throws people off a little bit.
It really does. It's such an opposite, the way he sets up and threw that out to the flats, but that was a beautiful timing throw right there.
Yeah, I know sometimes when I'm officiating, I have a left-handed quarterback, and I'm on the wrong side of the field for like a quarter before I realize that I'm being an idiot out there and that I need to move.
Well, you don't see – I mean, you know, there are the great ones, right? Steve Young and some of the other great left-handed quarterbacks, but as a sophomore, I think he's doing a brilliant job so far. Another nice throw up over the middle, a little bit underthrown, just a slightly bit underthrown. Receiver had to come back for it. Almost made a great catch there by number 24 for the Elks, Rowdy Rivera.
Yeah, that's not. I mean, it is underthrown, but it's not too bad of a pass. Only one person's going to catch that.
That's right. You put that down low like that, your guy's going to get it or nobody's going to get it. And when you're ahead down in the territory of the Redskins, you don't want to make any interceptions or turn the ball over. So great job right there again.
Yeah, at this point, just manage the game. You got a 7-point lead. Don't give up an easy one to the Redskins and let them get back into it.
So number 3, Stockton Brown, is all the way over here on the right side for the Elks. He's the split far out. Trips to the right. Lone man on the left, and here comes the pass. Oh, no, he pulls it down. He scrambles. And big number 40, Afton Cox, with a great sack on 4th down. And then like the great guy he is, like the gentleman he is, he helps him off the field, helps him up.
I don't think there's a nicer player on the field than Afton
Cox.
He drives him to the ground. He's like, hey, I'm sorry, man. Picks him up, dusts him off. I think he almost walked him back to the sideline. Said, hey, just check him out for us.
Yeah,
real
just
quick.
want to make sure he's all right. You know, his mom is just an amazing person. She has raised amazing kids, and it just all you need to know is that one play right there. He sacks the quarterback on 4th down. Instead of jumping up and celebrating and going crazy, he actually picks him up and helps him up off the ground. You know?
Yeah, phenomenal family, great family. He's a great mom, great kids. You know, and we're going to talk about him all night because he's a great defensive player for this Redskin team.
And both Round Valley and St. John's just have these type of kids, just great kids, great parents. This is what makes these small towns so wonderful to be a part of, to live in, and enjoy these young men out here playing tonight.
Absolutely. There's 2 of the best communities in the north that we have
100%. I would say the best. They are the best. So going back to the linemen, because I just think they don't get enough credit for Round Valley, number 50, Armando Garcia. He's a junior out there tonight. Watch him. Oh, he just shifts over with Cisco right up on the top of the nose guard. The Redskins double down. James behind center gives it off to number 4 for the Skins. That's J.T. Richardson, the 5'10 junior, 175 pounds. He's looking for a way through that Round Valley line, and it closed quick.
Yeah, and JT will get a few carries. He's got 2 touchdowns on the year out of 3 carries, it looks like. So he has the potential to get in there for us.
He's so tough, man. He is just a tough hard runner. He gets tackled. It's just because he's just got tackled. He's not because he didn't try. He's giving 100% out there. So J.T. Richardson and number 80 for the Skins, West Scarborough, come out here far to James Thomas's left side. James starts the roll, pulls the ball down. Started looking for his receivers there and just got wrapped up and thrown down.
Yeah, that was great coverage by the Elks. He had nowhere to go, and they had him bottled in. He couldn't even break out of there. Great defensive job by the Elks.
Like to see some, maybe we'll see some a little bit. Some short passes from the Skins, get things going just a little bit.
Yeah, I think, some quick passes.
He had that receiver crossing on the deep cross there, just didn't quite have enough time. And that's a beautiful kick from about the 10-yard line. Oh, out kicks the return man, number 24, who picks it up, looking for somewhere to go. Jukes 34. Oh, and J.T. Richardson. J.T. Richardson, the 5'10 junior, with a great open field tackle on number 24, Rowdy Rivera.
Yeah, great job by J.T. Open field tackle. And Rowdy's shown us that he's got great feet, and he can move. Feet. So that was a great tackle by J.T. And J.T.'s another one of our stalwart defensive players. That's
what they call flipping the field. Redskins are clear down here. He's getting the punt behind his own 10-yard line when it's all said and done. They flip the field almost to the 20, so big deal right there.
Asher Rabin did a great job covering on that punt, too, to set up the tackle for JT. Good teamwork there.
Great job. Broke down and got there. All right, so the Skins with 4 down. Defensive end on the outside with 3 coming over the top, and that's a nice swing pass. Oh, it's just a little over his head. Number 5 for the Elks right there, just kind of like, hey, what are you doing? But you got to remember, this is a sophomore quarterback, and you may not know it unless you played on this field, which you have, Paul. I played on this field. It's very crowned. The middle of the field, I don't know how crowned it is. The middle of the field is much higher than the sideline. So when you throw that ball, it's actually going to stay higher than you think it is because of the crown in the field. The middle's higher. That's to shed water. So Seth Wiltbank up the middle again. Oh, great tackle right there by number 4, J.T. Richardson.
Yeah,
the 5'10". Unless the pipes break and it floods the whole thing, right?
It has happened.
Other than that, I'm not worried about it. So most fields will have a crown. St. John's field is actually quite crowned with all the different fields that these teams will play on the year. Probably the most crowned field. So
it's amazing what that crown does to a field. A few years ago, we did a game up in Sanders and had a ton of rain. Waterfalls coming out of the stands. They put us on the field with a pickup truck.
Oh, really?
And by the end of the first quarter, the drainage had already taken it, and the field was pretty dry.
That is impressive. Let's fill the shed. We'll take all the water we can get. We don't get much. We got a lot this year. There, but the Redskins, it looks like Round Valley, in about 6, is actually going to punt.
Yeah, that's a great job by the Redskin defense, forcing a 4 and out, and getting Seth. Seth's tough.
Seth is so tough. Such a fast, and he's a great kid. I want to say a few things about him later on in the broadcast that I talked to Coach Bach about. But Seth Wiltbank, wonderful, wonderful young man. That's a nice kick right there by number 28, Riker Marble, the quarterback, and he's actually kicking to number 1, James Thomas, the St. John's quarterback. So there you go.
That's good. And they're kicking away from him still. Again, James
smart.
Thomas has shown that he can break it and take it to the house. So smart move on the Elks, keeping it out of his hands.
Absolutely. And for those of you who may not know, we haven't mentioned it yet, but the Round Valley Elks do play in the 3A conference, and St. John's plays in the 2A conference. The schools aren't super big size-wise compared to each other, that they're pretty close, but Round Valley last year by the AIA was actually put into the 3A. So they're actually in different conferences as we go into this second year.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I'm a little disappointed in that. I'd like to see them stay where they belong.
I couldn't agree more. I could go on for a long time about that.
We could.
And I completely agree with you. As James Thomas takes it up over the middle for about a 5-yard gain, Round Valley did disagree with that decision. I think most of us did. Round Valley took appropriate action to try to prevent that, and that was denied. And so they went into the 3A conference. And I want to point out the fact that Round Valley beat Snowflake last year, who went on to be the actual state champion in 3A. So the 3A state champion, Snowflake Lobos, congratulations to them, first off.
Absolutely.
And second of all, congratulations to Round Valley, who beat Snowflake last year. So that tells you how good Round Valley is and how much potential they have.
Yeah, that was Snowflake's only loss.
Only loss.
So
that's a beautiful tackle in there by Round Valley, just getting up inside, getting that ball. That's number 10 for the Elks. That's Trayson Merrill. He's a junior, big, tall kid. I love the way he plays basketball. He's a great athlete.
Very good athlete for sure.
His dad, his whole family, really good athletes. So nice to see him come off that defensive end and pursue down the line and make that tackle.
Yeah, these are two well-coached teams. And obviously for Round Valley to go as deep as they did into the playoffs with fewer kids than the other teams, that just shows you the coaching ability and the heart of the Round Valley. But you can't also deny St. John's heart, too. These two communities have kids that are just full of heart.
So full of heart. And there's number 22 right there, Tell Parker. He's another kid that's full of heart. He's a 5'10 junior, about 170 pounds. And Tell Parker almost lost his balance and just great athletic ability, kept it upright and got the first down.
Yeah, he's able to put his hand in the ground and gain 3-4 more yards, get the first down, keep the drive going for the Redskins.
Plus, he's got those great-looking socks on.
You know what? You'll know where he is at all times.
That's what I'm looking for that, and I'm like, okay, there's Del Parker right there, like the socks. Is one of the best players that's played in St. John's in a long time, just comes in the game, Afton Cox. We just talked about him earlier, but, man, just such a great player. As the Redskins come off the field to end the first quarter, I want to thank all of our sponsors. If you can just give me a second and listen to them, these are the people that make it happen, that make this broadcast come to you. They're running businesses. They're doing a great job here in St. John's and other places. So Salt River Project, SRP, can't say enough thank you, given hundreds and hundreds, even thousands of parents jobs to raise their children in these two great communities of St. John's and Round Valley. Salt River Project, a heartfelt thank you from everybody in these communities. You've done so much. We'll never be able to thank you or repay you, so thank you for that. Cedar Creek Stone, Mike Sundahl, Chuck Humphreys, two of the best people that live in St. John's, hardworking, run their own business. Cedar Creek Stone, they have decorative stone. They have everything. They process it right here, just right outside of St. John's. They deliver it all over the world, actually. And those are the two of the finest men we've got here in St. John's. They do a wonderful job with Cedar Creek Stone. Rest Your Rump, Rhonda McCarthy, the best Italian food you're going to find at least west of Chicago. Rest Your Rump, go try it out right here in St. John's. Wonderful Italian food. I'm going to get to the rest of our sponsors as we have a little break in the action. So the Redskins actually are now into the Elks territory on about the 42-yard line with a 1st and 10, and James Thomas just powers off that left side, still spinning, and gets about 8 yards as he stays upright.
He kept those legs a-churning, almost broke that tackle that kept a hold of his jersey, but it slowed him down enough that the Elks could come from behind, drive him forward a little bit, 8 yards, I'll take that every day.
Every day, right? It may have been a long 8. So Coach Morgan is just putting everybody on side. It's almost like that old wishbone days. You got everybody going to one side, and you've got all your blockers there with James Thomas taking the ball, and they're just trying to power through the Elks on the side. So with a second and maybe a long 1, maybe 2, they're just right there on the Elks' 34-yard line. As James Thomas is under center, and goes to Big Afton Cox. And Big Afton Cox takes it up. 7-yard gain for the Redskins right there. Another first down as the Redskins now cross into the 30-yard line of the Elks. That ball is going to be placed on about it looks like the 27-yard line. So 27 yards from potentially tying this game as number 3 comes in. Jordan Winters with the play. Let's see what the Redskins call with James Thomas. Here's quarterback Afton Cox in the backfield, of course. And you got JT Richardson back there, number 4. And look at that. That is old school wishbone right there as number 20 leads the way. Big Afton Cox up the side. Oh, and the ball gets ripped out. That was a beautiful, beautiful strip. I don't know who it was. It may have been number 50. We'll see on the replay. That was textbook beautiful right there.
That's tough. Fight. Hand on the ball and around the edge. Rips it right out of there.
Did a beautiful job of pulling out.
It looks like 50.
Was it 50? It was either 50 or 77.
I think it was 50.
Oh, it's 50. That was just a beautiful.
Let's go back.
Beautiful job right there as we look at this replay.
Right there.
It was.
It was 50.
It was number 50. You did it. Armando Garcia. I just highlighted him earlier in the game, and he makes a game-changing play right there with a huge turnover deep in Elks territory. QB takes it up, calls his own number, takes up the middle for about 2.5 yards. And I want to say thank you again to Victor Chavez and Paul Hancock and their entire crew for making this possible. We can sit up in this booth and watch instant replays, take care of everything. If you ever come up here, it looks like some type of space shuttle, like we're flying in some big fighter jet with Victor Chavez on my side. Keys, switches, buttons, monitors, all kinds of cords and plugins. It is the real deal, folks. So a huge thank you to them as we can enjoy this game. So splitting out wide to the right for the Elks. Number 5 is in the slot, of course. That's Yvonne Ortiz. He is the 6-foot, 175-pound senior. QB takes it, gives it to one of the best running backs in the state, Seth Wilbank.
That was a great run by Seth. Hey, there's one person I really would like to throw a shout-out to that's been huge today, and that's Jeff Legg from the IT department.
Yes.
Here. We're worried about bandwidth. Last week we had struggles with our internet. He came in, he worked all day today to get it up for us, make sure that we had the bandwidth. So we're running 2 streams. We have iTalk sitting over here running on the same stream, and we're working with them. And so he was instrumental in allowing this game to be seen by a lot of people tonight.
Jeff Legg, you are the man. Thank you. So if you see Jeff Legg, please tell him thank you. And we love iTalk Radio, by the way. So happy to be in there in the booth with them. Another handoff.
That's a close one.
Ooh, that is a close one. Hey, walk me through. I've always wanted to ask a really good official like yourself, how is that spotted? Do you see the ball all the time? Is it the other side ref can call it? How does that work?
Well, you try to split the field in half.
Okay.
And so if it's on your half of the field, you're working hard trying to see the ball because you never want to blow the whistle unless you see the ball. Blowing the whistle when the ball's not seen usually gets inadvertent whistles, and that buys the crew dinner.
Oh.
So it's bad.
Okay.
They're the worst thing ever.
Okay.
So you're looking hard. You're trying to see the ball, and if it's on your side, you're coming in and you're spotting it. If you don't see the ball, you're hoping that the cross-side official will be able to spot it for you. But you're looking at so much. You're looking at ball.
Yes.
You're looking for a knee. Any other body part other than a hand or a foot, you're just looking for anything. So it's a tough thing to do, and we don't have the benefit of replay like they do in college and the NFL.
No, you guys do a great job. It's so hard to officiate a game like this. So huge props to our officials tonight. Great run right there by number 5 coming on the outside for the Elks. Wow. Yvonne Ortiz, I love it, man. Great run all the way from the other side, and I think he may have got a first down.
I think so.
He sure did. Great run right there for 11 yards.
That was a tremendous run. St. John's got him buckled in right there, and then he makes a great cut, which set up his block, and that allowed him to get 6 more yards.
Yeah, and bounce it to the outside.
Yeah, that was a great running. Smart play by the Elks. It was a great defensive play by the Redskins, but it just got a little bit better play by the Elks.
He's a senior. Number 5, senior, doing a great job out there. Mr. Ortiz, love watching him play. He's quick in space. So let's see what the Elks dial up here. They give it to one of the best running backs in the state right there, Seth Wilbank. Beautiful tackle right there by Afton Cox.
Afton, we're going to talk about Afton all night.
Yeah.
He's all over this field. Coming from a defensive end position, chasing the runner, he's going to be all over the place.
So Afton Cox brings it down there. Want to talk real quick about number 65, Henry Thompson, the 6'1 junior for the Redskins. Watch him out there on the field. Oh, he just came off the field. Watch him when he comes back in. He's doing a great job stuffing up the middle runs right there. I've been watching the trenches so far tonight, and both of these teams have some really good linemen.
Yeah, the lines are well coached by both teams. It's fun to watch two good lines go at it.
Mr. Marber rolls out left-handed, sets his feet. Beautiful throw. Beautiful throw.
Man.
Over the side. What a great catch right there. We just called Mr. Ortiz's number, how great he's doing out there, and he comes down with a beautiful pass. Beautiful throw. Beat his man by a step, and, I mean, he dropped that ball on a dime, Mr. Marble. That was beautiful.
That was great. And, you know, that play's been set up by just pounding the ball,
Yes.
pounding the ball, pounding it, and then roll it out, and you have your left-handed quarterback rolling the wrong way.
Yes, right?
Sets his feet.
Watch him set. If you're going to play quarterback, watch him set his feet right there.
Boom.
Beautiful. That's
Right.
where all your power comes from, is your legs and your torso. He sets his feet, core throws it, and that was a beautiful throw right there.
And that was great defense.
Oh, beautiful defense. He was just stride for stride with him. The ball was just on the money.
Yeah, if that ball is not thrown perfectly, it's not a completion.
Yeah, or it could be an interception.
Absolutely.
If he throws that thing a yard short, it throws it yard long, it's incomplete, yard short, and it's going to be an interception. So beautiful throw right there. Well, that was a nice run by Seth. I mean, it is first and goal. You're not going to get another first down, so you're looking at first and goal on roughly the 8-yard line. So the Elks have got 8 yards to go to try to put another touchdown on the board. Now, they scored with 9 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the first quarter. So it's been over a quarter in time since anybody scored. So Ortiz is out wide to the left. Number 3 also there for the Elks. They go straight up the middle. Big, powerful run.
Yeah, you could feel that hit right up top. That was a collision.
That was a nice block by the number 65 for the Elks, Noah Dana. Watch that on the replay. The sophomore, he does a good job there. And the runner just comes off the other side. So nice call. Trying to go right up the middle, get a quick one.
Third. Not much of a gain, maybe 6 inches, it looks like.
So he's off there. So on the 3.5, 4-yard line, we'll call it. Ortiz is in the slot. Of course, you got 24 out here, Rowdy Rivera on the left. Little confusion in the backfield. Seth goes over to the right side. And Marble takes a snap. Oh, fumble snap. It goes to the guy. If you're going to fumble a snap, it goes to the guy you want it to go to. Seth Wilbank. Beautiful, beautiful play right there.
Is that a flag down there on this
It's
5?
a flag on about the 5-yard line. It's
Yeah.
either going to be probably a block in the back. I don't think it was holding.
No, it was a block in the back. You could see it coming. Like, I'm
I
sitting
know,
here
right?
watching. I'm looking at the official on the pylon, like going, dude, when are you going to throw your flag? It's coming. It's right there. You see it coming. And as an official, I'm like, dude, please don't. And I've actually yelled on the field when I see it coming, stop, don't. And I've had coaches laugh at me because I hate penalties. Penalties take away from the game.
They do, but you know what? You got to throw them when they're a penalty, and that was a block in the back. It cost them a touchdown. It goes to one of the best running backs in the state, and so it's perfect for the Elks to score off that. But unfortunately, it comes back.
It was a great call by Chance Sneed.
Yeah, and we'd love to acknowledge officials and say their names and just tell them how much we appreciate them. So, beautiful throw over the middle. Oh, that is such a nice catch by Rowdy Rivera, number 24 out there.
I tell you, he just smashed that out.
Coming over the middle. I thought number 1, James Thomas, might have the interception, but that ball was beautifully thrown, and it just sailed right to Rowdy.
Yeah, I tell you, that looks like an old basketball player right there. Dennis Rodman saying, that's my ball.
Right? He just goes up and gets it. Got that great-looking hair hanging out the back.
Yeah, great play. Great play by Rowdy. And what a great name.
I love the name. Kevin Flores, number 14 in for the kicking chores. Nice leg right there. It's just a little incomplete. Goes a little bit wide right, Scott Norwood style. So the Elks are going to leave an extra point on the field. That's for all you folks that are over 40. 13-0. 5:17 to go here in the fourth. Well, it's the second quarter. It is 13. Leaves that extra point there. We do have a lot of wind on the field. If you can see the flag, or if the flag gets shown, you'll see it. It's pretty windy out there tonight. So the nice thing is the Elks are going with the wind right now, and that throw is perfect with the wind. So that's where we're at. Coach Richardson down there talking to James Thomas about the touchdown, trying to give him what we need to do different and what we ought to do different. So.
Well, if you look at that touchdown, too, though, James was in really good position.
Really good position.
Just Rowdy made a better play.
It looked like a short cover, too. I have to see the replay. It looked like a short cover, too, and it just nice throw over the head, and Rowdy's got that big 30-inch vertical, goes up and gets the ball. So Here we are for the third time this half. The Elks kicked off to start the game. They kicked off after touchdown number 1, and here they are kicking off for the third time after touchdown number 3. Again, 14, Kevin Flores out there to do the kicking chores. Elks have got everybody on the field. Want to call a couple names like Dallin Walker, number 11 over here closest to us, and number 51 for the Elks. Brody Ziegler on the field as a sophomore. They go down to cover this kick. Until Parker.
Apparently he's still up.
Yeah, he's still up. He's still moving.
That had disaster written all over it.
Thomas Jimenez for St. John's comes up with the 5'10 senior, weighs about 150 pounds. He made a great play out there to save, as you said, which could be almost the third turnover of the game right there.
Yeah, that third one that deep in St. John's territory, it's tough. And, St. John's, after they came back last week, played glow, played tough, got some confidence, and they need to keep building on this confidence.
Right.
They need a good drive right here. And they had one going, so...
Asher Rabin is out there as well. Some of their receivers, he's got 3 receptions for 86 yards. And then Wesley Scarborough doing a great job. He's got 5 receptions on the season as the Redskins just take it straight up the middle with James Thomas, bounces it to the right side. Maybe he gets a couple. Yeah. Maybe he gets a couple right there.
Maybe a couple. James Thomas isn't like a huge, empowering figure, but he is a tough runner.
He's a tough runner. You know what? Speaking of that, he's got 165 yards on the season on 19 carries. That's a great average. And he scored a couple for the Redskins as well on the ground. So he's doing, like you said, a great job out there as a runner as well as a quarterback.
And a great wrestler. State champion.
Yeah, state champion wrestler, right? I mean, that is as impressive a state title as I think you can win is wrestling. That's impressive. And met in the backfield, just met hard in the backfield. A young man. Let's
go. Is this
he has to be. He was pretty tall as a freshman.
Right, remember as a freshman? Great basketball player, doing a phenomenal job out there on the defensive end as he just comes over the top of the block and just sticks his helmet in the chest.
And he's a workworkhorse.
Yeah, he's
as
tough.
A basketball player, he just had a motor that kept going. So he's playing hurt. Look at his hand.
Yeah, he's
like a broken hand maybe.
I don't exactly. I should have texted his dad and asked him, but yeah, he definitely has a hurt right hand, so he just can't use it. He can't leverage with it. Nice move right there by number 32 as he tries to break the tackle. Asher Rabin
gave up the ball.
The 5'10 junior loses it on the end, and again another turnover deep in Elks territory. So that's the third turnover of the game for the Redskins tonight.
Yeah, having one hand on the ball. Sometimes you're fighting, trying to get that extra yardage. It's not worth it. Just go down and get another play.
I'm sure you may have had the same experience, but our coaches used to make us carry the ball around all the time in the hall, at school, the cafeteria. If the ball got slapped out of your hand at any point during the day for any reason, you had to run a gasser. So it was all about holding on to the ball, that ball protection. So Skins having a hard time with that tonight. Some really good plays, though, by the Roundel Elks, who've been coached super well on that. Coach Bell was there for 10 years, always teaching about stripping the ball, going after the ball, as an All-American linebacker. He played in the NFL, had all those techniques, he just transferred those onto these kids that are playing here tonight, and they're really putting that practice, and they're doing a good job with it. So
yeah, they're doing a great job. Officiating the Round Valley kids defensively the last 10 years, they knew what the other offense was going to be doing. They'd call out the play. They'd say, oh, it's going in this hole, it's going here, and the offense looking at them like, how do they know our play?
Right.
But that's how well coached they have been in the past, and you don't lose that in a year.
No.
And they have phenomenal coaches on that sideline anyway. They still have great coaches left over.
So many good coaches. While we're talking about the coaches for the Elks, Brad Baca, of course, the new head coach under the Brad Baca era as we get started here. He is the head coach. Robert Haas, of course, is the offensive line coach. He does a great job. And then Troy Merrill. Tracy Merrill's dad actually is doing a great job with the wide receivers as a coach. And we'll get to the rest of the coaches here in a second. As Marvel steps back up over the top. Oh! You'd love to see them just be able to locate that ball a little sooner. Mr. Ortiz right over the top of his shoulder.
Just slightly, just behind the receiver there. Or that's another 6.
But he's got a great arm. It's a great read. And, for being a third game starter as a sophomore, he's throwing a pretty ball. It looks very nice. So that's exciting for the Elk. If he can stay healthy and, be a quarterback for 3 years, that's super rare at the high school level.
Absolutely.
And then back to the coaches, you got Mike Alba's over there. He's coaching the running backs. And he's doing a great job as a co-defensive coordinator. Then, of course, Dustin Clough with the special teams. They've had some great special teams play so far for the Elks.
Dustin Clough came over from Sholo, where he spent quite a few years there. coaching and doing a great job over there. He's a great young man.
Yeah, they're super excited to have him on the team, and that's a 5-gang tackle right there on Seth Wiltbank, who's just really being a workhorse and doing a good job trying to get that ball moving in the middle, but St. John's doing a good job of keeping him out.
St. John's loves to play run defense. They're stout,
right.
and you know, Round Valley's noticed that. They've tried to loosen them up a little bit with some throws over the top, but St. John's saying, no, not today. You're not going to run right here.
Right. So rounding out the rest of the coaches, Josh Curtis does a great job with the offensive defensive line. Then Eric Hamlin, same thing, offensive and defensive line. And then Channery Finch is working with the running backs and the linebackers. So a great, great coaching staff for the Round Valley Elks for this 21 season. Marble rolling opposite way. There's those set feet again. Wow. Nice ball floating to the outside. And Mr. Ortiz gets the 6 there in the right corner.
Looks like the defender slipped a little bit, left him wide open.
And great read by Marble to step back, set his feet, and throw that thing right over the top down the sideline. A beautiful throw. So the Elks put another score on the board. We may see him go for 2 right here, try to round it out. Nope. Our man is on the field, number 14, Kevin Flores, is on the field. So they're going to give him another chance to make up for that last missed PAT. Let's see if he can get the hold down and get that right through the uprights. Owen Marble, you're going to get an offsides right there.
Yeah, dead ball. Encroachment becomes a dead ball, so they were just a little late on the whistle, but it's better to have a late whistle than no whistle on that play.
So we got it. The St. John's defender came across over there on that, it'd be Round Valley's left side just a little bit early. So they threw that flag. So it looked like that may be a play they were going to try to go for 2 out of that field goal formation. You know, when you've got your quarterback as a holder, you can do that, right?
Absolutely.
So now they've kind of shown their cards, so they're not going to try that play again. They're just going to try a straight-up 2-point conversion right here.
Yeah, they're a yard and a half away. On that encroachment play, when we're in field goal formation, we only have one wing on the line. The other wing's behind the upright. So it takes the far wing out of his comfort zone to reach across that far. We usually try not to reach past the tackle.
Okay. Pitches it right there. Seth Wiltbank cuts to the inside, lunges and gets it. Nice play right there. Splits the 2 defenders, and as he splits them, he sticks the ball out, crosses the goal line. So St. John's taking it right there on a 3rd touchdown on top of their defense. They're going to look to score if they can right here, but Round Valley up 21-0 with 2 minutes and 45 seconds to go here in the second period. You know, talking about Seth Wiltbank, I was talking to Coach Brad Baca earlier today, and there's just a couple things he had to say about Seth Wiltbank, because Seth is an amazing football player. I just want to kind of read you what he said, my notes, but he said, Seth's an amazing football player and even a more amazing person. So that tells you what that young man's about. He says he's a quiet leader on and off the field, always doing the right thing, and he loves having a leader like that as a senior on the team. So just a great asset to the Round Valley community and to the Round Valley football team.
Yeah, having started working a little bit more over there with our Legacy Teen Center, the Lodge, you know, you start to hear about these kids and officiating over there. Tell you, I can't say that I've ever had a negative experience with Seth. And a lot of these Round Valley kids, they've all been really good to me as an official and as a person over there. So it's good.
And that's exactly what Coach Baca was saying when I was talking to him earlier. So that beautiful kick right there by Kevin Flores sells over the head of James Thomas. So they're going to get it brought out to start this. Could be their final drive of the second period with 2 minutes and 45 seconds to go.
Yeah, that's a great one. Put it in the end zone if you can.
Right, just all the way down there.
There's no return when it goes into the end zone.
So James Thomas is going to get under center right now. He is 11 for 22 with 133 yards passing and 3 touchdowns this season. Now that's a good way to start the season. So 3 touchdowns, 133 yards, 11 for 22 as the Redskins come to the line. James looks like he's going to be up under center on this one. With Afton in the backfield, goes right to him. Man, that pile's getting pushed. That's a great job right there.
Yeah, that's fun football to watch, though. Right. Just love seeing big bodies hit against each other and running back trying to sneak through a little hole. And that's football right there. I love it.
Almost like a rugby-style scrum, man, and just pushing and going. You know, 55 for the Redskins out there doing a good job. Derek Gillum, he's a sophomore starting on that line, and he's just pushing up the middle along with his teammate, 65, we talked about a little earlier, Noah Dana. He's also a sophomore, so you got 2 young sophomores out there starting on that line tonight, doing a good job. Nice tackle right there by number 58 for the Elks.
Thomas is getting a little slow getting up. Oh, there he pops up. And Round Valley takes a timeout.
So with 2 minutes to go, it's not the 2-minute warning for those of you who think that the NFL's on. It is actually a timeout by the Elks. First one of the half, first one by any team so far in this half. As the Skins come over their sideline and look there.
Yeah, actually, that's been a fast half so far.
It's been a very fast half, hasn't it?
Yeah, when you do that, though, when both teams just want to run the ball, the clock runs.
Yeah.
And it's a fun game. There's a good flow to it, and it just goes right along.
Yep.
There's been a few throws, but a lot of the passes have been completions too.
So this gives us a chance to talk a little more about our sponsors again. I want to highlight real quick Platt Premium Beef. They are doing a great job getting this business started here in St. John's. You can order it from anywhere. Just get a hold of Miss Brendy Platt. That's 928. I'm reading it right off. If you've got the program, just give her a call. But it's 928-551-1473. Platt Premium Beef. They raise excellent cattle, excellent meat. Go down there, try it out. You're not going to be disappointed because they do a great job with great beef. So go down there, give them a call, and try it out. As James Thomas on the draw play to Afton Cox. Look at him. Look at that kid. That's a warrior right there.
Look how excited he is. He gets up, let him know, hey, I did this.
They had him in the backfield, and he ends up getting a net of almost 8 yards, first down for the Skins, man. Just a great hard run there.
You know, I love a good draw like that. Come back, act like it's a pass, hand it. If you can get past that first wave, you can usually go a long ways on those draws. So that was a great play call, great run by Afton.
You know, another one of our sponsors I want to mention for halftime is Diamond Seafeed. We got Clint Wiltbank, just does a phenomenal job. He's been there forever. Just the hardest working, best guy you'll ever meet running a feed store or anything to do with livestock. Go out there, try the products if you haven't. They've got a little bit of everything. As James Thomas pulls the ball down, goes to the outside, and gets thrown out by number 23 from the Elks. That's Brett Jordan, the sophomore.
2-3 yard gain there, not bad on a broken play. And on the Wiltbanks, you know, Cherie's parents in California are some of our biggest fans.
Yes.
I don't think they miss one of our broadcasts. So we love them. And I know I saw on Facebook today that I think the Fire is getting pretty dang close to their town.
That's right.
So we're definitely, you guys are in our thoughts, in our prayers, you know, and hopefully that this doesn't, you know, that they can get a hold of it. Looks like there might have been a holding.
Yeah, it had a holding there on the other side when James started running. But just to follow up on that, thank you for letting your daughter become part of the St. John's community. She's amazing. She's awesome. And we love the fact that we just go out to that store and just feel right at home. So thank you to wonderful parents. That handoff's a beautiful one right there. Number 34 with the Redskins. He's chugging up the middle. That's Chase Gray, the 5'8 senior, 180 pounds. He's just cruising.
I'm going to take you for a ride.
Just pulling big, number 58. Kyler, the big senior, through there. He plays guard, middle linebacker for the Elks, and he was holding on for the ride and got him down. Got Chase Gray down. It was a nice run and a nice tackle.
Gain of about 10 yards.
So the Redskins have worked their way down all the way into almost the 20 of the Elks territory, but they've had problems ever since moving the ball down as James drops back to pass, and that screen over the top to our same man. And that's a nice read out there.
That was a great job. And St. John's, to be honest, was really lucky that big number 60 wasn't hit with a block behind the back on that one, too.
And Morgan Arona, the senior out there, doing a great job reading that play, making that tackle for the Elks. It was a really good job right there, son. Now we're going to have a timeout. Looks like that's going to be charged to, is it Round Valley?
Looks like, with 1 second left.
There we go. That's an interesting timeout, I will say, but it gives me a chance to talk about MJ Roofing, one of our sponsors. MJ Roofing, for all your roofing needs. They can take care of anything: asphalt, metal, wood shingles, repairs, big, small, doesn't matter. They can make it happen for you, so give them a call. And, of course, Downtown Iron. Who doesn't want to be in shape, right? Summer's over. Let's get to Downtown Iron. Let's get a membership. If you don't have one, Downtown Iron, that is the place where you can transform your mind, your body, and your spirit into what you want it, right here in St. John's and in Round Valley. Both communities lucky enough to have Downtown Iron, so make sure you get there. And if you do get hurt, Black Ridge Physical Therapy. Stronger every day is the motto. Black Ridge Physical Therapy. Great family here in town.
Absolutely. I probably need to go there and get a little bit stronger and maybe lose some weight.
Carl can fix anything that's wrong with you. He is the man. So Black Ridge Physical Therapy, 928-337-3020. Facebook them, look them up, give them a call. Carl's amazing. You need physical therapy, that's the place to go. So 3rd and about 20 for St. John's, comes to the outside. Oh, look at Afton Cox with a big stiff arm. And finally gets taken down. Nice tackle right there.
Yeah,
but a great stiff arm.
Game
For the
Yeah, that was a great tackle. You know, I mean, it's 21-0.
Yes.
St. John's, 3 turnovers, 3 scores. Hold on to the ball, and I think St. John's is right back into this game. You can't give Round Valley short fields.
No, and they've had 2 turnovers that put them inside the 30 both times, you know.
Absolutely.
You got to go less than 60 yards for 2 scores, and Round Valley's done a good job converting on those turnovers right there. You know, Coach Baca and the coaching staff doing a good job with their play calling and getting those passes. Round Valley's had 2 really nice touchdown passes.
Yeah, you know, looking at some of their film, looking at their stats, you're like, Round Valley's going to run the ball. Well, Brad had a wrinkle up his sleeve here on this one. He's like, I'm gonna throw it a little bit on you. Keep you honest.
Did a great job. You know, I asked Brad, you know, you may not know this about Brad Baca, some of you listening, but he was a state championship quarterback for the St. John's Redskins. He actually took them to the state championship. They won the gold ball his senior year. And I asked him, what's it like coming back and coaching on the opposite side of Coach Morgan that you used to play for? And he basically just said he's always excited to come back to St. John's. He likes the culture that Coach Morgan has built. And he talked about how it just feels different coming back as a head coach as opposed to being a player. But he just loves being around Coach Morgan and the St. John's coaching staff and all that. So good to see them working together and, you know, coaching on opposite sides of the field and kind of the mentor and the mentee that they have. And they were trading game film this week and talking to each other about their offensive schemes and what they were doing. So good to see these 2 coaches working hard for these young kids in their communities.
Yeah, two great coaches. I mean, it's Brad's first year, but he's a smart coach. He understands the game. He studies the game. He's a big-time student of the game. And, you know, Coach Morgan, what can you say? He's been around 25, 30, 40 years.
Yeah.
Have 400 wins, 433 I think it is. Really, you know, winning as coach in Arizona history. You know, multiple state championships as a coach, phenomenal.
Hey, we are going to watch the Round Valley cheer team right now. Doing a great job out there. I apologize for not having their names, but they look great out there, in sync, great coaching. If you're watching this right now, that is Coach Erica Scarborough's team out there doing a phenomenal job. Super in sync, well coached. They look awesome. Great job, halftime entertainment. These Round Valley students are really, really killing it out there right now, as they say. I want to give you a few of the names of the girls out there right now doing a great job. You got Haley Gomez out there. Madison's out there as well as Bragan's out there. Alyssa. Man, they did a good job here tonight. Let's give them a big round of applause. Looking wonderful. Mackenzie Padilla doing a great job out there tonight as well. So congratulations, girls. Looked wonderful. Thank you, Coach Erica Scarborough, for all of that.
Rachel McNeil.
We're bringing her on live.
We have Layla Sullivan out there. We have Andy Walker out there. We have Mackenzie Padilla out there. We have Michaela. Oh, we just have Cheyenne Gillum. We have all our coaches, Erica Scarborough, Heidi Gardner, and Cindy Gillum.
And Coach Erica Scarborough, I want to tell you thank you. You do such a great job with the girls. They always look awesome. They're in sync. I know it takes a ton of time, and so congratulations to you and public. Thank you for everything you do for the girls. That's awesome.
Thank you so much. We appreciate being here.
All right. St. John's cheerleaders are now on the field. Coach Becky Arona always making them look so good. She makes it look so easy.
You know, you're right. Having these girls do a routine like that is just absolutely
So
amazing. Hard work by the coaches, hard work by the girls. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties with the music. There might be a short in the chord or something like that, which makes it even harder for these kids.
Right, to stay in sync.
You know, but they're phenomenal, and their hard work needs to be applauded for sure.
All right, so with the cheerleading done, that was amazing. They did such a great job. We're going to talk a little about, I want to highlight some things with Coach Morgan, Coach Baca, talk about the game a little bit. We'll talk a little bit more about it as the game goes on.
Up the middle.
The offense and what they're doing. But just to get things started right away, Coach Morgan, these are some numbers. You know how it's like $5 for a latte, you know, $100 for this, and such is priceless on those credit card commercials. Well, here's some numbers with Coach Morgan. 0 losing seasons. Coach Mike Morgan, the St. John's Redskins, has never had a losing season.
It's like in 40-something years.
6 state championships. He's been to the state championship game 8 times. He's won 6 times. You can do the percentages on that. That's incredible. He's
Green,
been
he is a
coaching
6'4" senior.
years. He's been coaching.
We're going to be highlighting these linemen. First part of this game, they just don't get enough credit. There is a flag on the
And he has
field.
343 wins. So the numbers real quick, 0, 6, 8, 43, and 343. Pretty crazy, right? Let's talk about players who played for him. How many players that come through the system? 3 years, and talk about the number of players per team and all that. It's a little over 2,000. 2,000 young men have played for Coach Mike Morgan in football, and that's just insane. So you can imagine the impact he's had on their life. And we'll talk about it a little bit in the third quarter and the fourth quarter, but I want to just bring it a little more light, a few more details, and that is he has taught, you may not know this, he's also a teacher, taught for many, many years, most of the years that he's coached, and he's taught in his class on rolls over 10,000 students. So that's just crazy numbers. 0 losing seasons, 6 state championships. He's been there 8 times, 43 years coaching. He is the winningest coach in the history of the state of Arizona with 343 wins. Over 2,000 kids have played football for him. And over 10,000 students have been in his classes. And just such a fun teacher, such a fun coach to be around. Talking to Coach Brad Baca about him. As I said, the funny thing about Coach Morgan is he always had the funniest nicknames for everybody. He always had funny things to say about the players. And from one coach to another, they're just having a great time out there tonight. Round Valley is up 21-0. There's about 7.5 minutes left till halftime. I want to talk about a few more of our sponsors real quick. I'm going to touch on them again during the broadcast in case we don't have everybody listening at halftime. But The Loft, Legacy Teen Centers, The Loft, and The Lodge. Coach
Hands off the clock to the left side.
We're getting some info right now. Real quick, but The Lodge and The Loft, the brainchild of Judge Mike Latham, Apache County Superior Court judge, wanting to give the youth in these two communities something to look forward to, something to be a part of if they wanted to be. The Lodge and The Loft. Paul Hancock's down there every day helping out the kids. Victor Chavez is there making everything happen. If you haven't seen The Lodge or The Loft, come check it out. The Loft is in St. John's, just so you know. Real close to names, but The Loft. That's down in St. John's. Beautiful facility. They took the detention center and converted it into a teen legacy center. What a great idea. And then, of course, they're building right now in Round Valley, almost done. And Mr. Paul Hancock can give us a bit of an update. So can Victor on where the Lodge is at right now. But that is a beautiful, beautiful building.
Man, the Lodge is amazing.
Amazing.
We hosted our first event there last week. We're not ready to open up fully yet.
Let's go.
These communities have a place to go after games. We want them to come and just make it their own place, a safe place for them to come. So last week, Round Valley hosted their first home game of the season, and we had our soft opening there. We had 30 pizzas, 150 kids. But we had a home game here in St. John's.
Yeah.
And so we threw it out. Hey, we're having a party. We didn't have any pizzas because we sent them all over the Round Valley.
Right.
But we had we had 230 kids between the two centers that were in a safe place last week and not out causing problems or not out getting drunk. Things that just not good for the kids.
Right? The kids weren't getting into it. That's such a great thing.
That's such a great thing that you guys have done that. You know, that Judge Mike Latham, Apache County Superior Court, he's our presiding judge. He's in his second term, and he had this idea way back then, and we all kind of thought, oh, yeah, that's kind of crazy. We're going to turn the juvenile jail into a legacy teen center. And he goes out, he steals. I'm going to use the word steals. He steals Paul Hancock from Navajo County. He steals Victor. Now, he goes over and just, picks the first draft from all these other teams and brings them onto his team, takes these draft picks, these great players, and now they have these amazing legacy teen centers, the Lodge and the Loft, and they actually get national recognition. The state of Arizona's recognized them. There's people up here that come and look at them. They want to know the blueprint, how they do it. Paul's the one that makes it happen. He is like the guy that makes it happen day by day. Victor's the one with boots on the ground running his crew, making sure everybody's got what they need, making sure it's safe, making sure that the kids have activities to do and they feel like they're a part of something. I mean, there's guitar lessons, there is music lessons, there is drafting, there's CAD stuff, there is all kinds of computer type events that they can do. That, like you said, there's the physical gatherings, the parties, the keeping the kids with something to do if they don't have something to do, homework.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we also have the Legacy Leadership Club, which is an amazing idea by Judge Latham and his wife. I tell you what, that is probably the greatest team that I've been able to be a part of in my life, including high school, college, anything. It's probably the greatest team ever. Their focus is to make sure that the youth in our county has an opportunity to be successful and create our own legacy. We love the word legacy.
Yes.
And history of St. John's. People from all over the world know people from St. John's. They create legacies. So that's what we want to do. We want our kids to create legacies. And that these legacy leadership clubs, they start in our middle schools. We take the leaders, the influencers, those who are out there doing things, and we try to get them to do good and do service projects, and we reward them with parties at the Loft. We take them to fun places to go. We have those in Round Valley. We have them in St. John's. We have them in Concho. We have them in Vernon. We're just growing them, and it's just great work that is being done by Judge Latham.
So with that being said, come down and check them out. If we haven't convinced you now, nothing will, but come down and check them out. Let your child be a part of them if they're the appropriate age. It's a great thing to look forward to for the younger kids. So very appreciative for that. We got about 2 minutes, 30 seconds before the second half's getting ready to start. Want to give you some stats on Round Valley. We'll talk about them a little bit more, but you've seen, I like to call him Mr. Marble. That just sounds kind of cool. Kind of sounds like something out of a cool spy movie or something. But Mr. Marble, Round Valley's quarterback, he's having a great season so far. Coming into this game, he'd thrown 21 times, 16 completions. That's a great average. That's a 762 average. His actual QB rating for those two games was a 146.9, which is that's a great rating. Yards per game is 125, so doing well in the air. We've seen a couple touchdowns from him tonight. That one over the middle and that one down there on the right side. And he's left-handed.
I'd like to point something out that I thought was super cool. We have a deputy sheriff walking across the field playing football with the youth.
Right?
I love seeing that. That's policing the right way.
I wish I knew who that was. I don't recognize him, but I'd like to call him out and give him props. But you're exactly right.
Yeah, I would love to, because I love that right there. That shows you what it's about.
Probably a former player from St. John's or Round Valley right there.
Absolutely.
Good-looking throw, good-looking arm out there, good-looking catch, Living the glory days. I love it. All right, exactly. St. John's is back on the field. Here comes the Elks. Number 75, leading them on the field. Brandon Strickland, the big senior tackle and defensive tackle for the Elks, lead them on the field. Of course, there's number 4 with him right there, Riley Harlan, who is a junior, and as they lead the Elks back out onto the field. All right, we're going to have a great commercial. Watch this real quick. The students, Victor, Paul, of course, Judge Latham, they've all put this commercial together. So we're going to fade to a commercial here real quick so you can watch the production and the quality of kids and the video and editing footage that goes on.
We hope you're enjoying today's Legacy Teen Production broadcast. Legacy Teen Productions is one of many proactive youth engagement programs that are part of our Legacy Teen Centers. We created the first Legacy Teen Center, The Loft, in St. John's, Arizona, in 2017 to provide local high school students with a free, safe, positive, fun place where they could gather together outside of school. The Loft has musical instruments, free guitar lessons, computer access with high-speed internet, video games, art supplies, pool tables, ping pong, air hockey, a recording studio with audio editing equipment, video production equipment, a kitchen, cooking classes, and much more. The Loft also hosts dances, parties, summer outdoor hikes, special events, and much more. We are planning to open our second Legacy Teen Center in Round Valley this spring, The Lodge. The goal of the Legacy Teen Centers is to proactively engage with our youth, provide them resources to learn new skills, build a stronger sense of belonging and personal connections, and hopefully spark inspiration and passion in their lives. I wanted to thank Paul Hancock, Victor Chavez, Hannah Wilkinson, and the Gwynns for making the Loft program successful. Big thank you to Judge Butch Gennels for teaching free guitar lessons each week. And finally, we are grateful to the Apache County leadership, local school officials, and the St. John's community for your support. We hope you enjoy the rest of the Legacy Teen Production broadcast.
All right, welcome back to the broadcast. The St. John's Redskins taking on the Round Valley Elks. It's been a great game so far. The score's a little lopsided, 21-0, but it's really been some good football. The Redskins, the difference in this game has been turnovers. They've had 3 very critical, costly turnovers, and that's resulted in the 3 touchdowns.
Absolutely. 3 turnovers, 3 scores, hold on to the ball. It's probably a 0-0 ball game.
Yeah, we're down to one of those grind-out Alabama-type Clemson games, way back in the day. Not recently, but, back that old SEC football. But that being said, we're coming back in. I want to acknowledge a couple more of our sponsors real quick before we start. We talked about Legacy Teen Centers. You just saw that commercial, how perfect that is. Another one of our sponsors that we appreciate so much is American Arrow Beef Company. American Arrow Beef Company, grown right here, locally sold, butchered, processed, packaged. It's amazing beef. Go down and check it out. They're on Facebook. You can call them on the phone. You can talk about certain cuts you want, whether you want stew meat, you want T-bones, you want sirloin, you want jerky. I mean, they do all of it. They got all the cuts. They got everything there. It's custom, and it's a wonderful company, American Arrow Beef Company. Get down there, check them out, make a phone call, try some products, order something out. You're going to be having a barbecue. You're going to have a special occasion. Get some special cuts from them and try it out. And then, of course, a long stay. I'm looking at this, and I'm thinking to myself, nobody in our sponsors has been around longer than Nelson Well Drilling Service.
Yeah, they're amazing. Been around forever.
They've been around forever. They have changed many pumps and pulled a lot of wells, a lot of windmills for us out on the ranch, and I appreciate them. Every time they show up with their trucks, their boom trucks, they got the lift, they take care of it, and it's awesome. So Nelson Well Drilling. Not everybody needs a well or windmill work like I do or something like that, but when you need it, those are the guys you call. That has been established since the early 1900s. They've been in business for over 100 years. They're phenomenal people. Chris, Freddie, Butch, the second generation that's there, Ryder, everybody. They do such an amazing job. So thank you to Nelson Well Drilling Company for being one of our sponsors.
I think the Nielsen's been around so long they invented water.
Right? They invented water. The kickoff by number 58, Leo Hernandez. It's a great kick. Fielded there by 5. Mr. Ortiz coming around the outside. He's to the 40, and he gets taken down right there at about the 42-yard line. Nice tackle there.
I tell you something about Leo you may not know.
Okay, let's hear it.
I love Leo. Leo's one of my favorite people in this world. He worked at El Cupido's forever, and I just go in there and say, Leo, what do I want to eat? And he would hook me up with the best food. I miss him. He needs to go back, Leo. You got to go back.
Yeah, I wish I'd have known that when Leo was there. I'd have been in there getting custom orders as well. So Leo Hernandez, Cupido's, he is the man. If he ever goes back, that's the place to be. So nice return there by the Elks. They're on their own 41-yard line to start this second half. 10 seconds off right there on the run back. Mr. Marble still out there. Seth Wilbank slotted to the left. Trips to the right for the Elk.
Looks like the Redskins are a little bit confused. They're leaving a receiver uncovered, but now they're recognizing it.
Oh, nice draw right there. Little fake out, takes the first play, goes about 7 yards there. Mr. Marble off that left side.
Well, you know, Brad knows how to teach the fake handoff and go the other way, because he ran a great option back in the day.
State championship quarterback Brad Baca for the St. John's Redskins, now coaching, head coach for the Round Valley Elks. Doing a great job up there so far, really enjoying it. I asked him, you know, you may not know this, but he went 44-0 in high school. His sophomore, junior, and senior year, they never lost a game. He didn't even know what it was like to lose a football game. Still doesn't, because he had other things to do after high school. Oh, that's a nice pass. Uncovered out there, Seth Wilbank. You just can't leave him uncovered.
Wow.
Look at him breaking tackles and going all the way in for the score. Down that left sideline, Seth Wilbank. What a great run.
That was a great run, but let's go back to the pass.
Yes.
There was under duress. He got hit by 2 or 3 Redskins, driven to the ground, but is able to throw a great little screen pass to Seth, who's able to break it for almost 60 yards, breaks a couple of tackles. That's just a great run. Great will by Seth.
Beautiful call there. Mr. Marble holding for this. Our man number 14, Kevin Flores, for the kick. Snap coming here. That's a nice hold right there and a beautiful kick up over the top. It is good. 28-0. Round Valley Elks take a commanding lead with less than a minute off the clock here in the second half. Doing a great job right there.
Yeah, getting that little pass there and letting Seth do his magic. That great play call. Looked like the Redskins were a little bit confused on both those plays of that series.
Right. So just to recap, you may not have been with us for halftime. We were talking about a bunch of stuff, but I was talking to Coach Brad Baca and said, what do you like about coaching against Coach Morgan? He said, nothing. I don't like to coach against Coach Morgan. He said, I love the guy. He's awesome. He used to have the coolest nicknames for us. Brad Baca, Marcus Bell, and that whole crew back in the day, they went 44-0. They never lost a game, sophomore, junior, senior. They won 3 state championships under Coach Morgan, and it's just a great legacy to have another one of his players coaching. He's kind of like Nick Saban. He just keeps producing all these great head coaches.
Yeah, you wonder about that coaching tree that Coach Morgan has out there. I think Russ Seymour coached under Morgan up in Ganado. You know, and how many coaches has Coach Morgan had go on to the next level?
Right.
So, I mean, okay, he's coached over 2,000 kids here, but how many coaches has Coach Seymour coached?
That's
how many
true.
coaches has Coach Bell and Coach Baca and all these guys coached?
I had not thought about that. That is a great point. Oh, James Thomas. James Thomas to the 50, to the 40, to the 30. They can't catch him. James Thomas goes all the way. I don't see a flag on the field, and that's why he is so dangerous. James Thomas, big kickoff return. Almost 100 yards start to finish. And that is one fast kid right there. Great coverage by the Elk, but, man, he slipped 2 tackles, broke another one, and he's all the way back.
Yeah, James Thomas. It's one of those other kids that you just love. Great blocking there as you see he breaks through there. That was set up nicely, and then he just put the speed on and just ran away from everybody.
You know, and I don't know if he's the fastest kid on the field, but I'm going to tell you a story about James Thomas. We were at the 4th of July races in St. John's. They had the 18 through 16 race, and there was 20, 30 kids there. James Thomas smoked them all. And then it was 18 and up, and you had all these kids there. And James Thomas, again, smoked them all, got 2 silver dollars. So you saw how fast he was right there. There's no chance Roundbody's going to catch him when he had that head start. And that field goal is blocked. Number 58 doing the kicking right there. Kyle did the kicking, and it got blocked. So Redskins 6-28 here. 22-point lead for them. Great play right there as James Thomas just takes it all the way back. Beautiful run. Great job by the quarterback there, number 1, James Thomas. Add another touchdown to his score. And not only is he super fast on that story I just told, he's also going to what they call the gray-blue or the blue-gray game in Texas.
I tell you what, St. John's went out and they hired Stephen Palmer as the principal this year.
Right.
And I'm telling you, I don't think anyone is more excited to be the principal
than
at
Stephen
St. John's
Palmer.
High School than Stephen Palmer. And, you know, I mean, his family's from here, but he didn't grow up here.
Right.
And he's just in here running it back and forth with the Redskin flag, getting the crowd up and going. I love Mr. Palmer. Great leader right there.
He's a Thatcher boy, Thatcher Eagle coming back to St. John's. It's good to see all these communities mix and match and bring people back. And we want to welcome Stephen Palmer as Ortiz with a beautiful catch there, by the way. Oh, and JT Richardson just runs him down. Runs him down at the 24. Nice open field tackle by JT Richardson right there.
I tell you, this is a big series for St. John's right now.
Huge.
On that kickoff, you saw a lot of excitement in their legs and their actions. They attacked that kick return and was able to stop it pretty quickly. So let's see how they go right here. If the excitement can build and if they can get it a 3 and out.
If they get a 3 and out and get the ball back and score, it's just a whole new game. That attitude, momentum's a big deal, especially in high school sports. With young athletes.
Absolutely, momentum, a little bit of confidence. You can tell that they're like, okay, we scored, now we're okay.
Right.
And that's the funniest thing. Sometimes that's the first thing is you get that first one in, and then it's like the dam breaks and you can just bust through the wall.
And the water comes rushing out. So.
Yes, sir.
Trips over there the right side, opposite side of the quarterback to Ortiz again. Look at the tackle.
Look at that excitement. Afton Cox. He comes from his defensive end position in the face of the quarterback and still gets out.
15 yards.
He doesn't get there. Pretty well blocked, so that was a great job by Afton.
Yeah, he did. So St. John's second and about, long 7 right there. Looking at that. And when we get a break in the action, I want to talk to you about something the St. John's Police Department and Fire Department are doing here in the community that everybody can support for a beautiful, beautiful little girl who's had a tragic diagnosis, and we're going to get to that after this play. Seth in motion to the left side, give to him, and that's some speed right there. He'll give you a run for his money.
I love that. Let his speed get him to the outside and run away from Mr. Cox.
Yes.
He's going to own this side of the field.
Yeah, get away from Afton Cox and go to the other side. The St. John's Police Department and Fire Department, this is something that's very, very, very well deserved, very serious. There is a young lady here in our community who has been diagnosed with an inoperable brain tumor. Her name's Aaliyah Kirk. I've talked to her grandpa several times about this, and the St. John's Police Department and Fire Department are selling bracelets, those silicone bracelets that say Aaliyah Strong on them. They're $5 for a bracelet, $5 for a window decal. I talked to Chief Lance Spivey. He said they'll take any amount over $5 you want to give them. As Seth drops that ball on the outside, but give them way more than $5 if you can. It's all going for medical treatment. Nobody's keeping anything. All the money, every dime, is going for her medical treatment. I can't even imagine something so tragic as finding out your little 4.5-year-old daughter or granddaughter has a brain tumor.
Yeah, that's horrific. Quite a tragedy. It's a beautiful family. They do a lot here in St. John's and this community, the surrounding communities.
Yes.
Running the fire department, the ambulance services, they're just such a huge part of our community, and it's devastating to us.
Yeah. Everybody knows the Kirk family. Everybody's been touched by them, literally, physically in some way. Everyone's been hurt, injured, been in an ambulance, been treated by them, been taken care of, and so it's the community's turn to give back to the Kirk family. When I heard the news, Jason called and we were talking about it, and I don't know how to process something like that. So let's step up and support them again. It's $5 for a bracelet. It's $5 for a decal. You can get them at the St. John's Police Department or at the Fire Department, and give way more than $5 if you can.
You know, one of the neatest things I've seen about this, though, is on Facebook they have this Lights for Leah.
Yes.
And they have fire departments, ambulance services, law enforcement agencies from all over the United States running their lights for this young woman, for Aaliyah. If that doesn't touch your heart, I don't know what will, because that's a special moment, and it just shows you the closeness, the camaraderie of those organizations.
Right. So that's as positive as we can make something. Help out with the positivity. Buy the bracelet, buy the window decal. Help support this beautiful young family and her mom. Her mom's done so much for people in this community, as has her grandpa and grandma. So
that was a great job by the Redskin defense, though. They gave up a first down, but they were able to force a punt on the next set of downs of that series, and they're going to get the ball back in pretty good field position.
Looks like it's going to be on about almost the 29, 30-yard line right there. So this is what you're talking about, Paul. If they can come back right here and score, the momentum starts to shift their way. They've been doing a good job with Round Valley. Round Valley's had 2 big passes and 1 big run. They've scored on those big plays, and that's where the scores have come from. Of course, James Thomas had the biggest play of the game so far, maybe the play of the game. That was just an amazing return all the way down to the other end of the field, and I mean just speed to burn right there. with James. He's put on another extra, it looks like about 15 pounds. I was talking to him a couple days ago, and he's worked on his speed super fast, so it's good to see him and all that effort paying off as he takes the ball right here. Draws his own number, follows his blocker, number 32. Tail comes to the outside, and I love how he sticks his head down and just wants to run people over. Number 3 from Round Valley, number 3, Stockton Brown. Stockton Brown from Round Valley tries to knock him out, and James just sticks his head down and runs into him.
I love that. I love that play right there. One of the big things I love to see in a running back and quarterback, anyone running the ball, is finishing by going forward. And you do that by lowering that shoulder and trying to drive through somebody.
Absolutely. And James is as tough as they come. I call him Jamers, but Jamers is as tough as he comes. With 34 in the backfield, split around the right side to James. That's Chase Gray. Number 34 back there, James. Ball's on the ground, the snap. That's a nice throw over the middle, number 22. Nice. What a great catch right there. And he's going all the way. Number 22 takes it all the way down the 10-yard line. That is the Mantel Parker with the beautiful socks. I don't see any laundry on the field.
Looks good. That was a great throw. Gets back, steps back, throws that in rhythm, and delivers a strike in stride. And they're lucky to drag him down at the 9-yard line.
Beautiful step, and then extension by Tel Parker to get all 5'10" of himself up in the air and bring that ball down, those magic socks, giving him jump and speed.
Yeah, look who caught him, though. Number 1, Seth Wilbank.
Of course, right? Look how fast. Look at Seth Wilbank break that angle, come from across the field, and drag him down at the 10.
Great pursuit by Seth.
So it's 1st and goal at the 10, exactly what you were talking about, getting the momentum shifted. Number 34 in the backfield, Chase Gray with James Thomas. James Thomas lowers his head, flips and goes all the way down. I thought he was in because his knees weren't down because he went over the top of the defender, but they're going to call him down to about the 1-foot line.
I think we need to get a monitor out there and see how far that ball is away from the goal. That's a tough call.
It may be there on the replay, but he went down. It looked like he almost got flipped over.
Yeah, he put his shoulder down and ended up going over the top of the defender. Maybe his head hit.
So it's 2nd down and about maybe 6 inches to go right here.
Yeah, that's a tough run. That's a fun run to watch.
So James Thomas under center up the line. The big Round Valley Elks stick center. James Thomas dives in. We're waiting for the signal. Line judge. Touchdown, Redskins. So in quick order, James Thomas takes one back to the house with over 90 yards on the kickoff return. The Redskins hold on the next possession, and Tel Parker takes a beautiful pass from James Thomas to the 9, and then James Thomas does the rest of the work. 2 consecutive runs, one for 8 yards and one for about 8 inches. And the Redskins are on the board again. Yeah. So 12-28, they're going to be looking for a 2-point conversion here, I would imagine, and I think we're going to see a timeout.
Yeah, a good timeout. It's a good opportunity, get it. If you get your 2-point conversion, you cut it to 2 touchdowns, 28-14 game. This is a big moment, and Coach Morgan understands that, knows that. He's got the momentum. He's got the excitement. Look at those kids just bouncing around down there.
They're starting to believe. They're starting to get that momentum. Let me tell you something about Coach Mike Morgan. These are the numbers we talked about at halftime. He's never had a losing season in 43 years of coaching. 0 losing seasons, 6 state championships, 8 state championship appearances, and he's been coaching for 43 years. You probably know this. He is the most winningest coach in the history of the state of Arizona with 343 wins. That's the most ever. Winningest coach in the history of Arizona. He's coached over 2,000 young men in football over that 43-year period and had a phenomenal impact like we talked about. Coach Brad Baca played for him. Coach Marcus Bell played for him. Coach Russ Seymour coached under him. And so the last 3 coaches for Round Valley have all come under the tutelage or played for Coach Morgan. So just a huge impact as we watch St. John's go for this big 2-point conversion. And James Thomas
just goes through and runs over another player.
Just powers in. Number 1, James Thomas, the 5'10", senior quarterback, 180 pounds, puts it all down. And that's one of the reasons he's going to that blue, gold, or gray blue game, depending on who you talk to. What side or what top of the country you're from, whether it's blue or gray or blue. But he's going to that game. He's been invited back there in Texas. Going to be playing in Arlington in the big Dallas Cowboys Stadium. So it'll be fun to watch him play back there as he and Seth Wilbank put on a show tonight with big runs, big scores, doing a great job for both teams. So 14-28, 6:51 to go in the third quarter as it's been all Redskins running back lately.
Yeah, they got the excitement on their side. Mr. Momentum has clearly joined the Redskin huddle right now.
So they're out here. Critical kickoff. You want to make sure you don't have Seth Wiltbank take it back if you're a Redskin fan. If you are an Elks fan, you want that ball in Seth Wiltbank's hand if he's out there. I'm looking for him, number 1. Yeah, there he is. There he is.
I think one thing we should be a little concerned about, it looks like Mr. Afton Cox is down there stretching his calves out, so he might be cramping up. It's a little warm tonight.
It is a little warm. We've got some wind, but it's like 80 degrees.
It's toasty.
September 9th, 2021. A beautiful kickoff there by number 58 for the Redskins. Kyle, it's fielded right there on about the 20. Ortiz to the 30. Ortiz gets to the corner. Ortiz to the 40. Ortiz to the 50. He's all the way down in skin territory, and it looks like he may do what James Thomas did and take it all the way back. Number 5, Ortiz going the distance. That's an 85-yard kickoff return. We just talked about the Redskins not letting that happen, and there he goes.
Great run up the sideline, well blocked. Just a great job by Round Valley, and I think they've invited Mr. Momentum over to their house for dinner right now.
He's there. They said, come on over. Come on over and check it out. He liked it, and so he's there.
That's a great jump cut.
I know. Did you see that? So shifty right there. Just a way to change directions laterally without moving, just losing a lot of momentum. It's hard to do that, to change laterally and not lose momentum going forward. Reminds me of one of the great horses, Arrogate.
Right.
For all you horse racing fans out there. Or Zenyatta, if you love Miss Zenyatta and the way she could go around the corner with Mike Smith on her back. So roundabout, beautiful kick right there by number 14 again, Kevin Flores. He's doing a great job kicking tonight. He's 4 of 5 on extra points, and he's got great kickoffs. So Mr. Flores, congratulations on a wonderful game so far. So the Skins go down another 6 points, and 7 with Mr. Flores' extra point as they just let one go down the sideline. Sometimes you get excited as a young kid and you want to come down there and make a hit and make a tackle. You leave your lane, you don't break down and make the tackle. You over pursue the play, you take the wrong angle, and the next thing you know, you're there. So
yeah, that's one of the big things. Like as a player, as a coach, you want your kids to play even keeled. Don't get too high, don't get too low. And the teams that can do that, stay even keeled, they're the ones who win the championships at the end of the day.
Alabama does a great job of that with Nick Saban.
Tom Brady,
right? The GOAT.
So I don't know. Tom Brady could throw 15 interceptions in a game, and he's like, whatever, I'll throw 10 touchdowns too.
Last pass of the game, and he's just cold as ice money right there and win another Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
The great Tom Brady. So Kevin Flores, man, he's become a part of the game tonight. He has had a lot of kickoffs. And here he goes again. Let's see if he can get this one into the end zone. Oh, maybe his leg's getting tired. Maybe that was on purpose.
I don't know if that was on purpose. It looked like it was a miss.
I think he's been kicking so much he got tired and missed the ball. And great job by the Elks to jump on that accidental onside kick right there. Caught the Redskins a little bit off guard. Another turnover. Another big turnover. That's 4 turnovers tonight. You look at the score, and the Skins down by 3 touchdowns with 4 turnovers. So that just kills the momentum. Like you said, Mr. Momentum is back.
It looked like he was just trying to boot that ball and missed.
He's back on the Elk bus, baby.
That kickoff looked almost like me trying to hit a golf ball.
Topping it, right? Little topper.
Yeah.
So they're coming to the line. 56, we talked about him a little bit. Jaden Cisco. He's been playing forever. His father just passed away, and he's really used that as motivation, just doing a great job. I just want to keep recognizing him for doing an outstanding job. There's Mr. Marble, takes it over on the right side. Almost gets a first down on a 9-yard run.
Great tackle by Jordan Winters. Was able to stop the first down.
I talked to both coaches and asked them, what do you like about the St. John's rivalry? What's something that gets you up for that? And Coach Morgan said, I just love the tradition. He's coached here for over 30 years. He's been in a lot of these games. He said, I just love the tradition, how everybody gets so excited. I love the bonfire where the community all comes together and supporting the big game. And after this play, I'll tell you what Coach Baca said about the rivalry as well. So Marble's back in the pistol formation. He's got Seth right down on his left-hand side with trips to the left, pitch it to a great running back who makes a great move right there. Beautiful tackle right there.
I tell you, it just
beautiful tackle by number 32, Asher Raven, on a great running back. Asher Raven comes up and makes a nice stop in open space on one of the best running backs in the state.
Yeah, that's a special player. And Asher Raven made a phenomenal play to bring him down, to stop him from breaking that one. So we're just seeing special right now on the field with Seth.
Seeing some great players out there. James Thomas taking it back all the way. Seth making a great run down the sideline. Ortiz making a beautiful return on a kickoff for a touchdown.
I tell you, that's one of the nice things about this rivalry, though, is if you go down both alumni rosters, you got a lot of players that made it into the NFL, a lot of players that made it into college, a lot of great players that have come from these two communities, and it's a special game to be a part of.
And that's a perfect lead into what Coach Baca said about the Round Valley St. John's rivalry. He said, I love it. You know, he played here for 3 years for St. John's in the rivalry, and he's coached for 11 years as an assistant and a head coach. And what he said was, one of my favorite things about the rivalry, he said, I love seeing how passionate people are about football in our two communities. And he says, I just love it that everybody's so excited and the communities come together. And so it's great to see these guys. Mr. Marble.
I tell you, he's tough. Marble is tough.
He's a sophomore out there.
As a St. John's fan, you don't want to see him next year or the year after that. You don't even want to see him the rest of this game.
Right.
What a player. What a great player.
He didn't pitch it to one of the great running backs that time and tried to take it in himself. Afton Cox is out there on the ground. Like he said, I think he's probably got cramping in his calves as he pops up, jogs in. Those calves are cramping up on him again. So, see, we got number 60. It looks like number 63 might. Nope, not coming in for him. Seth up the middle.
There goes Seth. Untouched.
Seth up the middle, untouched. Nice little 2-yard run right there. And Round Valley goes up 42-24. Redskins had the momentum there. They'd put 2 straight touchdowns on the board. And all of a sudden, Round Valley puts 2 straight on the board. Nice run by Ortiz down that sideline for one. And Seth makes it look easy, untouched, as he goes in right there. So Mr. Marble to hold. And, of course, Kevin Flores again on the field for an extra point try.
Another good kick.
Nice kick right up the middle. So 42-14. St. John's had some good momentum. Seem to have lost that just a little bit right now. And talking about all of our sponsors, if you haven't heard yet, let me run through them real quick. We did a whole intro and a lot of information on all of them, but real quickly, Salt River Project has blessed these two communities with jobs, with facilities, with schools, with dome, everything. So thank you for being a sponsor, SRP, and Cedar Creek Stone. Chuck Humphreys, Mike Sundahl, amazing people. They run an awesome business. If you need stonework or know anybody that does, they make the best, and they ship all over the world. And, of course, Platt Premium Beef. Some of the best beef you're going to find anywhere in the southwestern United States. They got custom cuts. Anything you need, Platt Premium Beef has it for you. And then, of course, if you just want some Italian food that reminds you of being in Italia, then you get with Rest Your Rump with Rhonda McCarthy. Go down there and try it out. She makes amazing Italian food. So get down there and try it out. Of course, Downtown Iron in both Round Valley and St. John's. If you want to get in shape, spirit, mind, body, that's the place to be. Go in there, work out, get a membership, try it. You will not be disappointed. You'll never feel better. Downtown Iron in both communities. So, number 14, Kevin Flores to kick it off. Nice end over end kick. James Thomas picks it up on the 5-yard line on a dead run, takes it down the sideline. Oh, he's still on his feet and gets to almost the 30-yard line. Great return right there.
He's tough. You get him in the open field, he is tough. Fun to watch.
You'd almost like to see him flare out and take some passes out in the flat and things like that.
Absolutely.
Just kind of get him out there in space and let him do some moving and grooving. So, also, Black Ridge Physical Therapy, one of our sponsors, doing a great job. If you need help, go see Carl. He can fix anything that's wrong with you. Physically, that is. Anything that's wrong with you physically. And, of course, MJ Roofing for all your roofing needs. Big, small, asphalt, metal, doesn't matter. Wood shingles, they can fix it for you. Straight up again, we're going to have a flag right there. So with that flag, gives me a chance to talk about Diamond Seafood. Diamond Seafood, Clinton Cherie, they are amazing people. They run an amazing store. If they don't have something there, that's very rare. But if they don't, they'll order it for you. They'll get it there. See them for all your needs. Spring chickens, flowers. They got all your livestock needs, protein tubs, any type of tack you need, saddles, bridles, they got it, hats, all kinds of cool stuff Cherie has in their signs and neat knickknacks and feed, anything you need. Diamond Sea Feed. Go out there, see Clinton Cherie. Great local family, wonderful business. As James Thomas takes that shotgun snap, flushes out, trying not to get sacked, goes up the middle, and gets taken down with maybe a 1-yard gain.
Tough 1 yard gain for
Right.
James.
And then rounding out the rest of our sponsors, the Loft Legacy Teen Center. We showed a commercial right there before halftime started. Go watch that on the broadcast. Great. Judge Mike Latham, his brainchild, the Loft and the Lodge, these teen legacy centers with Victor Chavez and Paul Hancock taking care of those and making the day-to-day operations work. And then also American Arrow Beef Company. Again, phenomenal beef, any cuts you need, great prices. I mean, this is great beef at a great price. Go check them out. Get yourself something for the big barbecue. James Thomas with a nice pass to J.T. Richardson. Oh, and almost intercepted by number 44, Nico Pena, the senior for the Elks. Gets his hands on it, goes over backwards, and get yourself something for the big barbecue. And I think James Thomas is down on the ground. Thomas with a nice pass. His hip maybe. Looks like maybe he got a hip pointer.
Yeah, that's a tough one. He's throwing from a back foot, it looked like, but again, great pressure by Round
J.T.
Valley.
Richardson. Oh! And
you hate to see this.
Yeah, I hope it's just a little bit of a stinger and that he's okay. But he's down on the ground. Got a couple different technicians out there looking at him with Coach Morgan there as well. So
now we have Clarence Wiltbank running out there on the field. Well, maybe not. He'll come out here in a minute because James will have to come out for at least a play. But Clarence, here he is, sophomore. His starting as a freshman on the baseball team on some big games. He's got a great arm.
And so there.
Sure, his grandparents in California are excited to see him go out there, but really don't want to see it happen with James going down like that.
Yeah, I'm looking at James. He's moving his legs. That's good. I saw him move his head and roll around. That's good. Hopefully it's either a stinger in the shoulder or a hip pointer. He's going to get up right there. That's what I like to see. That's a state champion wrestler right there. Laying his body out on that throw as hard as he can, taking a full hit all the way from that Round Valley player and knowing he's going to get hit, and he pops up and jogs back. So number 6.
Hopefully it's just the air knocked out of him.
Yeah, hopefully just got a little.
Looks like he's holding his brisket there.
And his xiphoid process for you anatomy folks out there isn't broken.
Yeah.
But number 6, Clarence Wiltbank, the 5'10", 160-pound sophomore, takes the field. And these are rough circumstances right here. You're in a big rivalry game. Your senior quarterback goes down, and you're coming in as a sophomore. Let's see if he can replicate some of the stuff that the sophomore for the Elks is doing, Mr. Marble, as he takes the snap in the pistol formation. Gives number 34. That big running back just puts his head down. And number 34, Chase Gray, 5'9", 185 pounds, just lowers his shoulder. Picks up, it looks like it's going to be about 4 yards, maybe 5.
Yeah, great little run. Brings up 4th down, though.
So you're looking at probably going to have the punting team out there. You're going to have a 4th and 7. You have punt formation there. So number 3, that is Jordan Winters. Jordan Winters is a 6'1", 160-pound junior. Plays wide receiver and DB, also does kicking. He's the punter here. So let's see what punt he's got. He's going to kick from about the 22-yard line. It's a nice spiral up and down.
That's a great kick.
Oh, it's off the chest again. It's again off the chest of number 24, Rowdy Rivera. That's the second time today. The 6', 160-pound. Man, I hate to see that come off his chest again.
Yeah, lucky to get back on that ball. That was a great punt, though.
That's a great punt.
Flips the field.
From just about the 20-yard line. Comes down to about the 25. So, yeah, like you said, just flips the field. That's almost a 60-yard flip, so that's a big deal. Getting some great kicks out of number 3, Jordan Winters. He's doing a wonderful job out there punting tonight for the Redskins. They don't want to be punting that much, but when they do, he's doing a great job for them. So I'm looking at James Thomas down there on the sidelines walking around. He's getting a hug from one of his players right now. And he's just trying to see if he can walk, see if he can move.
Yeah, it's a tough kid. It's going to take a lot to keep him out of this ball game.
4 deep, over the middle, number 5. Ortiz does make the catch. Puts a juke on number 80 for the Redskins, and Ortiz is off to the races. He's at the 20, he's at the 10, and he gets taken down at the 7-yard line.
That's a great move right there.
By number 20, Asher Rabin. Does a great job. Number 32, Asher Rabin, catches him at the end, the 5'10", 150-pound junior. Brings him down at about the 9-yard line. Man, that was a nice throw over the middle. That was a 4 deep. It's a 4 deep with the lake cross. If you've got the protection as a quarterback, that is a great route. You're going to have an open receiver over the middle. If that line will give you protection, they did, and he made the right read on what they call the deep cross, and that ball was right there.
I tell you, he put his foot in the ground, too, and just stopped on a dime and cut up field and was able to get quite a bit of extra yardage with that little move.
So we got 5 wide. 2 to the left, 3 to the right. Empty backfield. Mr. Marble takes it in motion, comes number 5, Ortiz. Gives it to him on the jet sweep, and the jet sweep takes it in for a touchdown. Round Valley pouring it on now, 49-14 on the jet sweep right there. And that's tough to defend because you got to respect the jet sweep. You also got to see if the quarterback keeps it, and you got to stay on your receiver in case he does. So that's a really hard play to defend. Nice call right there. I don't know. I didn't ask Coach Bach if he's still calling the plays or not, if he's giving that duty to someone else, but that was a good call right there.
Yeah, I haven't asked him if he's given up those responsibilities or not, but I don't know. I don't know if he would do that. I think he loves calling offense.
Right. He's done a good job. For 10 years, for a decade, he did that for the Elks. He was the OC, the offensive coordinator, did a great job calling plays. You know, they won that state championship a couple years ago with Coach Bell up there coaching for the Elks. Of course, Coach Baca was there calling the plays. And, you know, that's a great combo. Your former quarterback and former All-State, All-American and NFL running back, those two were a great combination. They did a great job for 10 years in Round Valley. So good to see Round Valley with the success. And looks like unless something really goes wrong, they're going to continue their undefeated season right here. Is a tough kick. We've seen a lot of kicks. I feel like I can almost critique his form from Kevin Flores, but that was a little bit of a tough kick, and his leg may be worn out. I mean, he's kicked a lot.
He's kicked a lot for sure.
He kicked a lot. It's a good thing he doesn't do punting duties, you know. He could throw a hamstring, tear a hamstring or something with much kicking he's doing right now. So the Redskins have kind of lost that momentum, that swagger. They're a little bit, you know, shoulders down, coming back on the field. They're down by a lot right now, obviously.
I think it was 14-28 with about 6 minutes,
Yes.
something left in the third period, and here we are now 5 minutes later, 14-49. Mr. Momentum clearly found his way back to the Round Valley sideline, and, you know, they've made some great plays, though.
Yeah.
I tell you what, number 28, Marble has just really shown that he can throw the ball well.
He's done a great job making those reads as a sophomore. And that line, we talked a little about that Round Valley line earlier, and that's wise. We want to give them credit. They've done a good job holding St. John's out, giving him time to throw, like that deep cross you just saw with the big play a second ago. That takes time to develop. There's another one of those little toppers.
Yeah, a little onside kick.
Covered. And I don't know that he's doing that on purpose. It kind of doesn't look like he is because his coverage is almost outrunning the kick, like they stop.
Right.
Like, whoa, the ball's right there, as opposed to, you know, his usual kick where it's going 60 yards down the field and hitting on the goal line. So Redskins have great field position right there basically at half field. This is the time to go ahead and try to put something on the board now. And it looks like James is back in there. So James is back in there as Afton Cox comes into the game.
Yeah, it looks like the Round Valley defense is a little confused right now. Might be trying to put some subs in a little bit. We have a false start. St. John's trying to take advantage of it.
I'm looking out there to see if we've got anybody coming in off the Round Valley bench maybe with such a big lead, 35-point lead. I think there may be a few in there second string, but if you look across the field at Round Valley, they don't have a ton of kids to put in.
No,
it's not like they've got, you know, 50 or 60 kids on the team and they're 3 deep. So
I tell you, look across the field along the track, there is a lot of people from Round Valley here. They're excited about their ball club. And
yes.
You know, these two teams, though, forever have been very, very good football teams up here, keeping their towns proud. It's a great tradition of football. James Thomas back in the game, breaks one, you know, gets back about 6 yards on that. So tough James Thomas. It's going to take a lot to keep him out of the game.
Right. You know, I asked Coach Baca, you know, as a new coach, there's something you'd like to say to the community, the supporters of football, and he said, I just want to know how much I appreciate their support. I want them to know how much I love them, how much the coaching staff loves them. And then I wrote this down. He says, I truly believe we not only have some of the best fans in the world, but also some of the best people. So that's from Coach Baca. Love for the Round Valley community, the Round Valley fans, and a huge thank you to them for everything they've done over the years.
Wow. That thing was on a rope by Thomas.
That was a deep cross right there, and they came together. I'd like to see them, you know, cross and then the ball go to one crossing right there. Kind of got them right in the middle of traffic.
Yeah. Speaking of great communities, we have a few more sponsors that are on the Round Valley side of the program, but I really want to talk about Navapache.
Yes.
We had an incident Monday over at the lodge where our big transformer, you know, it's brand new, gets hit and destroyed, and it's gone. We have no power over there Tuesday to do anything.
Dang.
Navapache shows up Monday, and they're like, if we have one, we can get it. Well, they find one, and they drive all night to get it there. And Eddie Hamblin and his crew work throughout the night to make sure that we have power so we can continue to work on the lodge to get it ready for these young fans, young kids over there in Round Valley. So a big thank you to Eddie Hamblin and Navapache. They're a great sponsor.
Yeah, thank you to their board. Thank you to their CEO, Chuck Moore. And that is a deflected pass picked off by Round Valley. I think that's the 5th turn of the game. That's it looks like number 23, Brett Jordan, the sophomore, the outside linebacker, gets the interception off the deflection. Good awareness by him and just a tipped ball right there.
Yeah,
another unfortunate turnover.
Tough luck for the Redskins.
So, you got 5 turnovers. You're down by 35, which is the turnover margin times 7. So that's been a big story. 3 of those turnovers were deep in the territory, so that doesn't help at all.
And going back to the Redskins, first game against Shola, they had a ton of turnovers.
Yes.
And they dropped that game. They played well against Globe. I don't think they had a turnover in that game. They win going away. This game, 5 turnovers, and they've given up 7 touchdowns.
Exactly.
And there goes Seth Wiltbank.
Oh, Seth Wiltbank. And who runs him down? Magic Socks. Number 22, Tel Parker. Nice, another run by Seth there. I think Seth is up over 200 yards now on the night. We don't have official stats, so I don't want to say officially where he's at, but it looks like based on what we're doing here, it's over 200 yards from him. So an amazing game tonight for that great senior running back.
I tell you, he's special. That's a great kid, great young man, great blocking.
Yeah, that big line by Round Valley's doing a good job up there. 77, 75. I think we've talked about everybody. So 58, 65, and then, of course, number 56, Jaden Cisco.
I'll tell you one thing that's fun about this game, too, is just the crowd. St. John's fans, it's full. Round Valley side, it's more than full.
Yes.
Not a big stands over there, but it's full. The track is full. We got a bunch of people on YouTube watching. We got iTalk down there. We have Let's Go Elks across the way. We have a lot of people watching this game. It's rivalry games are the best. And I tell you what, this is one of the sweetest rivalry games on the mountain.
Been going on forever.
I tell you, my crew last year, we went and did the Flagstaff Coconino game. And, we talk as officials a lot. And everyone's like, Flag Coco, I never want to do that game. It's so bad. It's this and that. I tell you what, we went over there and did it. We had a 7-man crew because we were getting ready for the state championship game.
Oh, wow.
And we have 7 men out there, which is awesome as officials. If we had more officials, we could do 7 more often, and we need it. But we go over there, and I tell you what, it was like best friends playing tiddlywinks.
Oh, wow.
It was the easiest game to officiate. It was like
having a good time, huh?
This is a rivalry? No, this is a rivalry. These kids, they're going to come. They're going to bring it. They're hitting each other hard. But you know what? At the end of the day, they're going to be like Afton Cox. They're going to pick each other up, pat each other on the back, and tell them, great job.
And I want to bring up the St. John's coaching staff. We've talked about Coach Morgan and all the amazing things he's done. I want to talk about his assistants. Currently, oh, man, that's a nice throw to number 24, Rowdy Rivera, from the man, Mr. Marble, the 5'9", 150-pound sophomore, doing a great job out there, left-handed, slinging that ball over the top, slinging it around, looks really good. I know Coach Baca loves to run the ball, loves to run it down people's throats, but that opens up the passing game, and it's looking great out there tonight. So congratulations to Coach Baca on a good-looking offense. They're doing a great job throwing the ball, and he's got all those receivers out there, and those receivers look good.
Yeah, his quarterbacks look great, too, throwing a great ball, sophomore. You don't like seeing passes late in the game like that, but you also still got to continue to play the game and build the confidence of the quarterback. All right, that brings us 56-14. That's a 42-point lead. The clock's going to run the rest of the game.
So the clock will start running here in a second. It'll be at the kickoff, I believe. But the thing to say about that is you just don't have a lot. There's not a lot of second-string players, replacements out there.
There isn't.
Your starting quarterback is a sophomore.
Yeah.
So you're going to bring up a freshman or an 8th grader? I mean, what do you do?
You got to still play the game. It's frustrating. It hurts. You don't like to see that happen. As officials, you hate it. I'm sure as coaches, you hate it. As players, you don't like it because you want to play.
They want to play, yeah.
And you want that game to be close.
Well, you wait all year, okay? So you're Seth Wiltbank. You're a senior. You've been playing for 3 years now. You wait all year for this. You want to play in this game.
Absolutely. And there's no animosity by Brad, by Coach Baca on this. He's trying to get his quarterback ready for the 3A East. which we know is
so tough.
brutal.
I mean, that's where the state champion came from last year.
Absolutely.
3A Snowflake, who Round Valley beat, as we talked about earlier. They had a phenomenal win over the Lobos. I believe was up in the Dome. I think they go over to Snowflake this year, and so that's going to be a great game. But
That'll be a tough game. But Blue Ridge is much better. Obviously,
Blue Ridge.
Sholo's much better.
Sholo's much better. Blue Ridge is much better. Winslow always has talent. As you know, man, that's a nice kickoff right there.
Winslow's over in Holbrook today. Holbrook's down in 2A in football, and they're 2-0 starting the season. So that could be a big game here. in a
Your
few
alma
weeks for
mater.
us. Yeah, I went to school there, man.
You know, the best stadium in the state of Arizona, Holbrook, Arizona. That big, surrounding Red Rock Stadium. I mean, it's one of the coolest places you'll ever play football.
It's so cool. We used to go in there as little kids, and get up on top and watch the game from up on top.
Right.
Get in trouble, though, but,
I mean, St. John's is great. Beautiful field. Great track just got redone. The dome speaks for itself. Beautiful, wonderful turf up there. Just an awesome environment. But Holbrook, it's like a football stadium. You show up and you're like, yeah, it's like a gladiator stadium, like something you see in a movie.
It's cool. Like, when I was a kid growing up, though, the home stands used to be on the far side, and they were all wooden.
Oh, yeah.
And they had the press box there, but that got really dangerous. They took it down, and they put some metal ones in there. So it has lost a little bit of its luster. But that's one thing we should talk about, though, here in St. John's. And the buildings and maintenance, the building and grounds crew that they have here. If you take a look at their football field, it's probably one of the best in northern Arizona. The softball field right behind us. Oh, it's beautiful.
Yes.
Baseball field, amazing. The soccer field down at the middle school.
Amazing. Brand new track laid. Nelson Davis, you probably know him. He was a phenomenal all-star football player in his day as well. I think he won 2 state championships as a basketball player as well. He is in charge of the transportation and building and maintenance and all the grounds, and he does a phenomenal job. You'll see him out here. That's a fumble right there by the Redskins. It's scooped up by number 44 for the Elks.
Scoop and score. You love that as a defensive player.
Number 44, Nico Pena with another great play off his outside linebacker position. Sees that loose ball, picks it up, scores. Great job right there by Nico Pena to be aware of that and pick up the ball. Just a little problem there in the exchange. So Round Valley puts another touchdown on the board. You're going to see Kevin Flores. If you haven't seen Kevin Flores enough tonight, he is the star of the show. He's out there kicking, doing a great job tonight. So
ice that leg when it's done tonight.
So, it's just an unfortunate. It's another turnover. I think we're at 6 turnovers now.
I think you're right.
For the night. So that's just hard to do. It's hard to overcome 6 turnovers against a great team like Round Valley. But back to Nelson Davis. Great football player, 2-time state champion in basketball. Led the state in scoring and all that. But so he takes pride. He was a great athlete here, and he takes pride in the facilities. You'll see him out here cutting grass on a Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
He was up on top fixing a heater in the basketball season last year that went out in the gym. He doesn't want to wait for someone to show up from Flagstaff, so he's up there on a ladder, sketchy ladder, by the way, with his own tools, and he's fixing a heater, and I'm looking at him like, what are you doing? I got to get this fixed for the kids. They can't be playing in the cold. That's just the type of person he is. That's the type of person we have here at the school with all these different employees that work so hard. And, you were talking about Stephen Palmer earlier, the brand new principal here that we're welcoming at St. John's High School, and then also our superintendent, Patterson. Kyle Patterson, brand new. Glad to have both of them here, being a part of the St. John's culture and just continuing on with the legacy, as you say. I love the word. Legacy of all the great athletics, the academics in St. John's. And we've got a brand new superintendent, Slade Morgan in Round Valley. He's doing a great job. He's been there for years. He was the principal, and he'll do a great job as a superintendent. So these schools have both been blessed with great principals, great superintendents, great administrators, and we have a really good school board members in both schools.
There's phenomenal people in both communities that they care about the kids and they care about each other, and it's what makes it special living in either one of these communities.
Yes, absolutely.
You gotta love it, And I know Principal Palmer has reached out to now a superintendent over there, but to try to help bring some healthy rivalry here and just get rid of some of the intensity and the ugliness of it, and it's been beautiful. Tonight's been a great night.
Yes,
wonderful. In the game, it's 62-14. Obviously, Round Valley has put it away, but with 6 minutes to go in the third quarter, St. John's is putting it right there. It's 28-14. They got all the momentum on the sideline. They put the ball on the ground a couple times, and a great team always capitalizes on that.
Yes.
And Round Valley did do that. But, the score is 62-14, but it's not that bad if you're a Redskin.
Right.
You take care of the ball, get rid of those 6 fumbles. That's 42 points.
Right, 6 fumbles. You'll never win. And maybe if you're Tom Brady, you'll never win with 6 turnovers in the game. It just won't happen. It won't happen in a football game.
No.
So that's where the Redskins are tonight after 6 turnovers.
Yeah, clean that up, and they're fine.
Good athletes. They got a great line. We've talked about the Redskins line all night. They've held the out. They've did good protections. Afton Cox up the middle, just sticking his head down and running number 44 over for the Elks.
I love watching Afton run the ball.
He just 44 comes up, Nico Pena, and Afton Cox says, "Yep, you can tackle me, but you're going to feel it tomorrow," and just runs him over.
Yeah.
Great tackle right there. Great run.
That was a great job by Afton.
Still running hard. He's had his calves. Looks like they're maybe cramping up his legs or something, but he's back in the game.
Yeah, another warrior. Both sides have kids that are just straight up warriors.
So with a running clock, Paul Hancock can definitely explain that to us about what that means, but a running clock is what we have right now.
Yeah, in the first half, you hit 42-point differential. The clock, if it comes back in, would start stopping again.
Oh, okay.
But in the second half, once you hit that 42, the clock operator gets to hit go and set it down to like the last minute, and then they go, unless there's a timeout, injury player, injured player or something like that.
Okay.
But for the most part, it runs. And, back when we played 100 years ago.
Yeah.
I played my last 3 years were at Joe City.
I love the
1A.
Love the Joe City Wildcats.
And, 1A and 2A back then, if you had a 42-point lead after half, the game was over.
Oh, it was over.
It was over. You went home at halftime.
Right on.
So, I like it better now because you can still get kids in. You can still empty your bench.
Yeah, there you go. Substitutions, get some younger players some experience.
So, it's better now. It's better that they run it as opposed to just killing the game like we used to. But I tell you as an official, when I go out to Muggione and they'd put 42 on a team real quick, half a game, you're home to watch the second half of another game.
That's so true. The Mogollon Mustangs, love the Mogollon Mustangs. Played there my senior year. Phenomenal facilities, great. They've got a bunch of state championships and just a fun place to be and play. James Thomas rolls out, takes the ball himself, running straight up and takes a hit from number 58, but keeps rolling. I'd like to see James run a little bit lower when he's running out there like that.
Yeah, lower your shoulder a little bit, protect yourself, because that one looked like it might have hurt it. He bounced off of it like it was no big deal, but lower your shoulder, maybe you break through a couple.
Yeah, 58 Kyler, the big senior, puts a hit on James, almost knocks him over. But of course, James, state championship wrestler, balance, coordination, all that, and he keeps his feet. And yeah, I'd like to see him run a little bit more downhill, a little more covered as the Redskins come to the line. There's 4 minutes and 10 seconds to go with the running clock right now, based on the 50 or the out as a 52-point lead, but the 42-point rule. Nice fake right there up the middle to the big tank, number 34, Chase Gray, 5'9", 190.
Yeah, you like to see this by St. John's, just pounding the ball, gaining some confidence, gaining some momentum. 3.5 minutes to go. This game is in the books, really, but they can prepare for next week. They can prepare for the season. They're getting ready to start the 2A season for themselves and prepare for the playoffs.
Absolutely. If you didn't hear us mention it earlier, please make sure to stop by St. John's Police Department or the Fire Department. As James Thomas around the outside, up the middle. And number 2 takes him down. That's Kyle Clark, the freshman. Tackles the senior, James Thomas, after a huge gain by James Thomas there. It looks like the few non-starters that Round Valley has, a lot of them are in the game right now.
Yeah, you
so
can see
they're getting some experience.
All their starters over there, helmets off, just enjoying this.
So with 2 split out on both sides, the tank, number 34, Chase Gray in the backfield. James Thomas fakes it to him, goes to the outside, bounces it, gets the corner, has speed, lowers his head, and is shoved out of bounds right there. I think after a first down, that was a nice run by James Thomas.
One thing I'd like to point out, too, is our kids tonight that brought us all these feeds.
Yes.
Caden Castleberry's there. He's not our kid, but he used to work with us.
My man, Caden Castleberry.
Yeah, Caden's the best. But we have JB Angler down there helping us out. Dakota Albertson is bringing us some great camera angles. We really appreciate these kids that they go to our teen center, they hang out at the loft with Victor, and then they come in here and they dedicate some of their Friday nights to bringing us this stream, and they do a great job.
They really do. Caden Castleberry, he's the man. He's been with so many productions, and then, of course, JB used to work with you.
Absolutely.
At the loft. He was awesome. Worked with Victor, worked with you, so JB out there, and then Dakota, who can always rely on great work.
Absolutely.
So that's what really makes it happen.
Yeah, and JB, he left us, went to Care AZ, which is providing great services in town for us. So he's done great things, and we appreciate what he's done and brought to us.
Yeah, he's just kept that expertise rolling, helping us out. Victor's taught everybody how to fly the space shuttle. We'll keep Victor in the helm because no one wants to crash, but that's a nice run right there. Make it almost sets up a 1st and goal, about 2 yards to go.
Yeah, no one can run the space shuttle quite like Victor. He's doing a great job. He studies it. He works hard at it, and he's got an artistic eye.
There you go.
Which is fun.
Which is what you need, because we don't have that. As James Thomas lines up under center, it's 3rd and about 2. Gives it to the tank, number 34, Chase Gray over the middle.
Yeah, you'd like to see St. John's punch this one in.
And I think they may be 1st and goal. Let's see if they got a 1st down.
I don't know. I mean, looked like Chuck was signaling 4th down, but
they run it to 1st.
Yeah, they run it to 1st. Maybe the guy on the sticks was like, "Hey, wait, Chuck."
Looking for that little knob to flip it back to 1st. But
yeah, he crossed the line here, buddy. We're going across. So 55 seconds left. 1st and goal, 6-inch line.
And James Thomas is back in the pistol. Takes the snap. Tries to go the outside. He's going to lose about 10 yards.
Yeah.
Roughly 9 yards. Lose about 9 yards in that pistol. You'd like to see him just take that up under center with about a foot to go and just go right off the center, right or left, and just punch that in. And the Redskins can stop the clock if they call a timeout. So it was 1st and goal from the 1. Now it's 2nd and goal from they gave him forward progress. So it's going to be on the 7-yard line.
Yeah. Forward progress is tricky.
Isn't it, though?
Especially in a play like that where he gets driven back, thrown back, but, you lose the connection. It's just a tricky tough. It's tough sometimes. And you try to figure out, where do I stop? Where do I draw the line?
Right.
So they gave him the benefit of the doubt on that one. Round Valley calls timeout with 11 seconds left. Round Valley's like, hey, we don't want to give him any more points.
Yeah, so they got there.
And I think that's one of the biggest strengths of both Coach Morgan and Coach Baca is they're just super competitive.
Very much so, yes. That's how you win state championships, right? Coach Morgan, been to the state championship game 8 times. He's won 6 times. That's a great, phenomenal percentage. I mean,
and you look at it, like I pulled up some stats from the IA, and I mean, going back, 1976 was the first one for St. John's.
That's right.
And it looked like Round Valley won in 1966.
Yes.
I mean, there's multiple state championships here by both these teams. It's like
they start winning. These two schools start winning in, 66?
66.
And the last one was, 2 years ago?
66 and 19 are the last.
So just continuing. St. John's in 76, 78, 92, 93, 94, that great team with Coach Bell and Coach Baca. And then, of course, in 2002 and then 7 and 8, 2007 8 for St. John's. And then Round Valley, 66, 70, 71, 79, 80, 2019. They were the 3A champions in 85. I remember that with Snowflake. I mean, that's an awesome record from these two schools, just putting all those state championships together.
Yeah, last time St. John's won this game was in 2012.
Right.
And the last 18 games, now 19 games, but 18 games, it's been 13-5 for Round Valley. And St. John's, last one in October.
That's right. I remember St. John's with Coach Morgan when he came in. It was like 20, 25 years, St. John's won for, 2 decades or more. And then Coach Bell came in, turned the program around, and now with Coach Baca, they're just keeping things going. This could go on, again, for another 20, 25 years like St. John's had on the last go-around. So just kind of switching back and forth between these two programs.
Yeah, and again, it's a fun rivalry. Tonight was a great ball game. It was a clean ball game. This is the fun one to officiate. The score didn't dictate it, but as an official, this is a great one to be. As a fan of Round Valley, you're super happy. As a fan of St. John's, you realize there's a little bit of work to do. But, like I said, six turnovers, 42 points. Now, all of a sudden, it's a 14-20 ball game.
Right. So hold on to the ball, secure it, and St. John's looking to go into next week. They're going to continue into this. Now they're getting that region play.
It looks like they called a personal foul on Round Valley on that one. Round Valley just ready to get on the bus. And it got a little over anxious on that last play.
Get on the bus, go to Rest Your Rump, pick up some beef from Platte Premium Beef, or the double arrow.
Look at this.
It is a touchdown.
Look at West Scarborough going big for that one.
It is a touchdown. That is crazy. Usually the ball doesn't bounce straight up in the air like that, but West Scarborough, what a great job by number 80, Wes Scarborough, the 6'4 senior for St. John's, gets a great catch in this rivalry game. Way to keep your eye on the ball, son. Way to come down with it. So it looks like that is going to be the ball game. It's going to end 62-20. The Round Valley Elks come out very successful tonight. They did a great job tonight. Great crowds, great fans. Everything was very clean. Thank you to all of our sponsors. We talked about them repeatedly. To Judge Mike Latham, Apache County Superior Court judge, his ideas to bring this together with the lodge, the loft, the video production, legacy team production, all the stuff that you're enjoying right now. A big thank you to him, to all of our sponsors, to St. John's High School for hosting the game, for Round Valley to coming down and doing a great job tonight. Everything was wonderful, like you said, for a rivalry game. Score wasn't exactly where everybody wanted it to be, but it was a nice game tonight. A lot of things to work on. Round Valley's got a bright future going into this 3A East Conference that they have to play in, which is so tough. St. John's in the 2A. They've got some tough games in front of them. They've got a chance to do well, make the playoffs, and make a deep run, just like Round Valley has a chance to make a huge push into the playoffs.
You know, one of the best things that happened tonight, though, for both teams, no injuries.
No injuries.
No major injuries. No kid really got hurt. We had a couple that got dinged a little bit, but they finished the game.
Yep, James Thomas was hurt on that play there, but he did a good job. Coaches all out on the field shaking hands. There's Coach Morgan shaking hands with a bunch of his former players. There's been a lot of players from St. John's that have coached in Round Valley, and a bunch of players who have coached with St. John's with Coach Morgan. So that's awesome to see.
See Coach Baca and Coach Morgan having a nice chat, you know.
Right.
In past, it hasn't been as friendly looking, and here they are. A lot of respect right there. Shaking hands, everyone shaking hands. That's a good sign of respect right there. Love to see it.
The old master kind of turning things over to the young Padawans, to use a little Star Wars reference, you know.
Yes, sir.
Coach Morgan was a nationally ranked pole vaulter back in his day coming out of Coolidge High School. I mean, phenomenal athlete, super fast, very, very good pole vaulter in high school and at NAU. So his knees are a little bit shot.
Yeah.
You know? He doesn't look like it, but he's in his 60s, so his knees are a little bit worn out, a little bit hard for him to get around, but he does a great job. Phenomenal coach, like we talked about, winningest coach in the history of the state of Arizona, 6 state championships, just influenced so many young men for good. So proud of him and everything he's done for this program. You know, I should have said this on the broadcast while everyone was listening, but I wanted to say we need to name the field Joe Garcia Field and Mike Morgan Stadium.
I love it.
Know, just get that done and make it nice and acknowledge those two wonderful coaches, all their state championships, the 2,000 or so kids they've influenced and taught over the years in football, and just go ahead.
Absolutely.
Joe Garcia Field, Coach Mike Morgan Stadium, and we're rolling.
I tell you, you know, obviously I didn't play here, didn't grow up here, but, you know, my brother-in-laws did. You know, Brad Baca, Lon Dimbat.
Right.
And I'm telling you, Lon loves Coach Garcia, and he would say that the stuff that Coach Garcia taught him here is what they taught him in college too. So he did it right here. Coach Garcia taught you how to play the line well and here.
And Coach Garcia was a phenomenal football player in his own right. He was actually a linebacker at the Ohio State University. So amazing college career himself.
We'll forgive him for that.
I know, right? I loved Ohio State when Coach Urban Meyer was there. I love Urban Meyer. So, yeah, but congratulations to Coach Joe Garcia. He is retired now, and he just was an integral part for, 32 years, I think it was?
I think so.
Of all the championships, the playoff victories, all the fun and good times out here. So, all right. Victor, thank you so much for putting this together. Paul Hancock, thank you for making it happen. And Judge Mike Latham, getting all this together, the Lodge, the Loft. Go check them out if you haven't seen them. Everybody that's made this broadcast possible, St. John's High School, and, of course, Dakota, and our
Caden.
and our man Caden Castleberry, JB Engler, for running all the cameras and everything like that. So we're going to go ahead and sign off. Wonderful, wonderful game tonight, and everybody be safe and God bless.
And big thank you to Michael Whiting taking time to be here for us. We appreciate you.
All right,
and we love that you're our voice.
All right, gentlemen. Until next time.
We'll see you.